Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Finally, a Guinness Book of World Record. Okay. That I can really appreciate, that I can respect. There's a couple of popular social media chefs named Nick and Lynn. They're so popular. How do you know? Because I have no idea who they are. So
yeah, I'm not familiar with them, but
so you know they're popular because I don't know who the hell
they're on YouTube.
All right,
I know that much. Not everyone can get on YouTube, so that's a
yeah. You're right.
True.
That's a hard thing to do. So props to them. Yeah, so it's Nick and Lynn, and they broke the Guinness Book of World Record for the most fast food restaurants in a 24-hour period, visiting the most fast food restaurants. Yeah.
Why didn't they invite us?
I know.
That is our man and woman and everybody mission. That's pretty awesome. Here they are explaining the rules behind the attempt and then breaking the world record by making, Steve, you'll like this, Wendy's their 69th visit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Most fast food restaurants ever visited in just 24 hours.
And here are a few rules.
The record is for the most fast food restaurants visited in 24 hours. If attempting as a team, all members must travel together at all times. One food or drink item must be purchased and consumed at each location. And we must submit GPS coordinates and a receipt for each place. With this final Wendy's bag, we have no energy left and we're calling it quits.
Nick, Linda, I can confirm your official count. Now the number to beat again was 50 restaurants. And you guys achieved 69. Congratulations. It's a new Guinness World Records title.
Well, I'm annoyed for two reasons.
Okay, what's the first?
First, the guy said you get 69. Nobody said nice.
I know.
Yeah, that's very annoying.
They gotta grow up.
Yeah.
And then they counted Starbucks as a fast food place.
Oh, the record is tainted.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, fast food. Starbucks is a coffee place.
That's a little bit of a stretch.
But did they at least have a drive-through? Because if they did,
I don't know. They're showing them
with the drive-through.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, that's a tough one.
But
Danny's
a bank
right.
has a drive-through. That doesn't make it fast food.
But they don't serve food.
Well, sometimes they offer
Capital
lollipops.
One. Capital One has cafes.
Boom. Good. The Cap One Cafe, you idiot.
Yeah, come on.
Sorry, I'm not prestigious enough to go there.
You don't know, but I don't know if if there's a drive-through at the Capital One Cafe. This is, but the Starbucks.
Do they? So are they individual? Or could they hit Wendy's on 5th and then Wendy's on 29th?
Oh, I feel like they have to be different fast food places. They have to be unique.
Well,
because at that point, then you kind of have to hit Starbucks because you're going to run out of spots.
Where are you going to find 69 different fast food places that you can walk to?
Hey, that's not a me problem. That's a their problem.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying when we beat it with 169, what are we going to do?
I give Lynn credit because Lynn looks like she's at least in my demographic. I don't think I could have kept up. I mean, what's his face? Nick is a young dude, but Lynn looks like she's she went to school when I went to school.
And it looks like the most frequently visited chains were McDonald's, Starbucks, and Dunkin' Donuts. So it looks like they went to those places more than once.
Okay, so they went to places that I don't even call fast food. I mean, I know the food is fast. I guess the food does get to you fast.
At least in the United States, like Subway, McDonald's, Starbucks, KFC, Burger King, those are all the top ones. So they consider it fast food.
We don't. We have our own standards.
Yeah, Subway's not fast food. I'm sorry.
No,
but they do. You don't consider it's a similar thing. Well, they actually have to bake the pizza. Somebody does make the pizza the sandwich in front of you, and then there it is. It is kind of as quick as any place else.
I guess.
We have weird rules when it comes to fast food. None of us can agree on any of these.
No, I agree.
This is kind of what I love.
Yeah, but I mean, when you just take a look at the words fast and the word food, I think that Starbucks qualifies for getting your food as fast as anybody else.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I'd say that that Starbucks is faster than Subway, and it's just because you have to customize and they build it in front of you. But I guess it is considered fast food.
But it's done. It's right there. How you get on the line and there it is.
And sometimes you're dealing with someone at Subway that clearly is messing with you. At least I felt that way when we were in Chicago. I stopped at the Subway at the airport, and I was just like, oh man, I know that they have something I can eat because, I'm not eating meat and things along those. So I go over there and I ask the lady, I'm like, hey, can I get a foot-long sub? But do you have anything that can replace meat, like some kind of like a plant-based thing or a veggie thing or something along those lines? She's like, no, sir, we don't have anything like that. I was like, all right, I'll just get a sandwich with a bunch of vegetables on it and I'll just douse it with honey mustard. It'll be delicious, right? She's like, okay, so as we start going through it all, she goes, well, would you like one of these veggie patties?
Are you serious?
And I looked at her and I'm like, yes. That's a great idea. I would love one of those veggie patties. And in my head, I'm like, are you effing with me? I literally asked do you have some kind of a patty that's like plant-based or not meat that you can put in the sandwich?
No, but I have a veggie patty, sir.
I legit was looking at it like, is there a video camera? Are you messing with me?
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, she probably was like, you know what? It may have been early. She might not have made the connection.
9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that early?
No, that's not. Yeah, I got no excuse for it anymore.
And it was delicious.
Yeah.
And I still doused it with honey mustard.
Of course you did.
Congratulations to you. Glad it all worked out.
Oh, at first I was just like, all right, it's the airport. Maybe they don't have everything at the airport. You know how that is sometimes.
Yeah, you're probably right. They're like, look, there's only meat eaters at the airport. Sorry, there's just carnivores, sir. I don't know why you're flying at the airport. It's all carnivore all the time.
We have these veggie patties. Have you thought of that, sir?
No, but I'm looking for something that doesn't have meat. Oh, I don't have anything for you then. Sorry. Gosh, sorry. Sir, you really you ought to go somewhere else.
I've had a rough weekend. Yeah. I don't need this from you, lady. Just give me my damn Subway sandwich.
That's what you're getting, sir. We had a man, oh boy, this guy set a store on fire. Why? Because he did not like the smell of his cigar. So, you know what? Set the store on fire. That seems reasonable. Steve will tell you all about it. He's got the Migs Report for you at 6:17. And these guys, you can see them at Pain in the Grass. Get tickets and info at KISW.com. Here's Alice on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Presenting you Pain in the Grass. Really, I mean, just, a week and a half away, really?
Yep, let's go.
Wow. Biggest rock festival here in the Pacific Northwest this summer. And it's 3 big days over Labor Day weekend at White River Amphitheater.
Friday night, things are going to be starting off with the sweet sounds of Incubus and also Sublime with Rome. Then on Saturday, we've already heard this morning, Alice in Chains. Can't wait to see those guys live again. They're going to be playing alongside with Breaking Benjamin and Bush. And then on Sunday, BJ, George Thorogood and the Destroyers are going to be there, and that's going to be badass, along with Sammy Hagar and also the Glorious Sons. A lot of other great bands. You can check them all out at KSW.com.
Don't forget, limited number tickets to the BJ and Migs party.
Oh, we're tossing weenies.
Yeah, this week they could sell out, so make sure you get your tickets if you want to see the weenie toss, hang out with us for a while. You want info, you want tickets, everything you need to know about Pain, you can go to KISW.com.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Septic, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs Report. And today, Danny likes the whiskey, right?
Yeah.
It's Whiskey Sour Day.
Ooh, whiskey sour.
And you like sour?
Best, yes.
I don't think I've had a whiskey sour.
That's my go-to cocktail if I'm at a bar.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to try. Danny, one time get me one. I would like to try one because I've never had one.
Get him one and don't tell him you're getting him one.
Okay.
What else? What am I going to be drinking then?
You think you're getting a rum and coke.
Yeah.
And then he hands you a whiskey sour.
I have to be trash if I'm going to be thinking of whiskey sours or rum and coke, but okay.
Well, until you take that sip, you'll think, I'm about to have a rum and coke. Oh, that's not a rum and coke. That's a whiskey sour.
And your face will pucker. It'll be great.
All right. I mean, it's just like, hey, I think I'm having a banana, and you guys give me a pineapple, but I won't know.
It's a little different. Right. If the pineapple was in the shape of a banana, then maybe you wouldn't know until you took a bite.
Oh, there you go.
Right. Okay.
Or if the banana was in the shape of a pineapple, which I think is a little bit harder.
That's a fact.
Both difficult.
Yeah, they're going to be unpleasant in the wrong situation.
These are the dumb thoughts that I have every morning, and today is Thoughtful Thursday. So happy National Thoughtful Thursday! All right, what's been on your mind these days? What are you thoughtful about?
I've actually, what's been on my mind these days after our convention, I really felt good about humanity again. I met a lot of really cool people and a lot of young people who I thought were awesome. So yeah, my mind's been like, you know what? This place is a cool place.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, now I feel silly for saying my thoughts have been, I wonder if my wife's going to like episode 2 of She-Hulk.
You know what? That's an important thought. I'm not going to follow you for that
episode
thought.
Today.
Yeah.
Right?
Is it today? Wednesday they drop?
Today's Thursday.
Oh, good. Yeah, today is the day. Woo! That's a party I didn't even know about.
All right, Danny, what's on your mind?
Halloween, of course. I want summer to be over, and I want to decorate my house for
How many
Halloween.
days? How many days?
Was yesterday 69?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think I saw someone tweet about that.
It's only 69 days till Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, now it's 68.
Nice.
I think. So it's not as nice.
Well, Danny missed his opportunity for 2 great celebrations
Yeah.
yesterday.
67 days away now.
Wow, you suck, Danny.
I do, yeah.
Man.
Sorry.
Man, oh man.
All right, so
that
that's
up.
thoughtful. Halloween for Danny, for
Yep.
you, She-Hulk. Vicky, how about you?
What I'm going to make for dinner.
That's a good one.
And maybe lunch, too.
Wow.
Food is important.
You know
Well,
what?
maybe make something so big for lunch that you can enjoy it for dinner as well.
I'm thinking chicken pad thai. They sell the
Boom.
kits now. It has
Somebody-
everything you need. Oh, maybe I'll do that.
Vicky, you've got your own home.
Yeah.
You love to cook, and you do cook well. Plus, you take care of anybody. I am really puzzled. I really don't know why you don't have a flock of every available person that wants to knock at your door, because you have like all these great nurturing qualities. Like I mean,
Because I hate people.
oh,
It
that'll
involves
do it.
hanging out with people in order to get
Yes.
together with people.
Yeah, that's it. Because, dude, I'll tell you, my wife, I mean, look, I love her and everything, but her ability to cook definitely was like, you know what, you win. Because I just love to eat, and she loves to cook, and I was like, this is a match made in heaven.
Absolutely.
I was like, I'm all there for that.
All right, let's talk about this guy in Detroit. He's in a little bit of trouble because, well, as the article reads, he bought Swisher sheets. I can never say it.
Oh,
Swisher sheets. No, Swisher sweets.
By the way, I don't. Okay, I'm looking forward to this story because Swisher Sweets. I mean, look, they're a good cigar, but my memory was they weren't the top of the line.
We bought them at a gas station, and he didn't like the smell of them, so he set that gas station on fire.
Oh, wow!
Thankfully, nobody was hurt.
Wow, really?
They went to a gas station, like, yeah, I want some of them Swisher some of them cigars. And then he lit it up. He's like, I don't know, man. This smells weird. It smells like there's cologne on it. And then the clerk's like, yeah, the cologne smell is your cologne. The cigars don't smell like that. In fact, here's the employee. His name is Kareem, talking about how the whole incident went down. It's a massive fire that
I
he
am
started.
seeing this. This is terrifying.
Yeah, it's not like he just like set like a little
Whoa.
piece of paper on fire and threw it on the ground. Like he came in with gas.
You got to check the video out on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. This is nuts.
Massive fire that he set inside of there, and here's Kareem talking about it.
Man, this guy.
He came talking to me about how he bought a Swisher leaf before. He's like to me, it's not good and everything, and it has cologne on it. I told him, maybe, boss man, you're the one that's wearing cologne. And he just threw it and lit it on. The first thing I tried doing is grabbing a fire thing, and I just tried twitching it off. Nothing. The fire was just coming back up. I called 911, put the emergency button, and 911 came, and they saved us.
Wow. Thankfully. I mean, that fire thing
man.
is a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
It's like, that fire thing sounds
just-
like how I think sometimes.
Well, you know, when you think about it, unless they really tell you what it is, extinguisher is just not a word that comes to your brain, not when you're terrified.
And it looks like they got to it in time because right next to where the fire is, they have a lot of like oil and like WD-40
yeah.
stuff that
They're
is
gnarly.
very flammable.
Plus, of course, it is a gas station, so at some point, if it had spread, that would have been, I mean, that,
But it looks like some of the casualties were, it looks like the fast breaks, the Reese's peanut butter cups,
How
the
about
Fritos,
how about the cookies?
lollipops.
What about your cookies, Steve? You know, if it was like a Jackson's place, how about your snickerdoodles?
You know, I was literally talking to my friend Guillermo last night about the greatness that is, because he said he loves snickerdoodle cookies, and I'm like, dude, have you been to Jackson? He's like,
Oh,
the
wow.
gas station? I'm like, yeah, best cookies ever, Guillermo.
Have you brought
Best
him in?
cookies
Has he
ever.
brought him in that I haven't had?
No, I eat them before I brought him in.
You need to bring him in because I think you're high. I mean, I'm not saying they're not good cookies, but I mean, look, you know, when you talk about all the great places you can
All
get
right.
cookies,
Next
I
week.
just don't think at the gas station.
I'll bring him in. We'll
All right.
We'll have Snickerdoodle Wednesdays. or
I'd love to
something
do a
like that.
taste test. I want to try it.
Whatever. I don't know what day I'll bring him in because it's just based on whenever I need to get gas. I'm not going to the gas station out of my way just to
You
get
know
cookies.
what? You know what? We have to have Vicky do it because Vicky will go everywhere to get what we want. You won't even go by the place near your house to do it.
You know what I think though? I don't know if I think the guy got pissed off. I don't know if he's like me, but the clerk,
Yeah?
he called him boss man. I don't like when people call me, hey boss.
I hate that so much.
Because the guy at the gym is always like, what's up, boss? All right, have a good day, boss. I'm like, I'm not your boss.
It sounds so confrontational to me for some reason. And
Right.
I'm just like, I'm about to fight you.
That just happened
yeah,
to
I'm
me at a
like, all right,
restaurant.
chief.
Yeah.
Captain.
Here we go, buddy.
Right. Pal. Hey, pal.
I'm glad to hear you say that. The same thing happened to me recently at a restaurant, and I felt like it was condescending. I felt like he was being mean to me.
I don't think anyone is.
No, they're not. That's the whole thing. But it makes
It's like,
me.
it's
feel
like calling
that
somebody buddy.
way. Yeah.
But I don't like it.
I don't like it
boss
either.
is a jerk, and I'm not a boss.
It's a really good point.
Boss
Maybe
man.
that's why I hate it too, because bosses usually are jerks.
What if we interview this guy and we find out he didn't set fire to the place because of the smell of the cigars? He set fire to the place because he was called Boss Man.
Yeah, you may be onto something.
I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one that doesn't like being called boss.
Oh yeah,
And it pains me to agree with you and Danny because you guys are both geniuses, but I have to agree on this one.
Now, I know we were in Chicago, but was your daughter in Florida? Because a Florida woman was arrested on Monday for twerking at a swimming pool and exposing her breasts to a group of children.
Well, now, Sarah's never done that.
That's the first part.
Yeah.
I mean, the second part she hasn't. First part, I feel like she'll
twerk in front of anybody, but as far as I know, Sarah's never flashed anybody except in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's a 22-year-old woman. I love how the article says she allegedly broke into the distinctive butt-based dance in her bathing suit.
Oh. That is a wonderful way to put the twerk.
Well, Sarah's a butt-based dancer, apparently.
Yes,
Put that on your business card. If we had business cards.
Butt-based dancer.
Put that on your Instagram bio.
There you go.
There we go.
I feel like that's a great
dancer.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Well, apparently she attracted an audience, shockingly, because she was twerking. And then she started talking about a distinctive birthmark that was located right in the private area of her body, and then she just exposed her breasts.
Was that where the birthmark was?
I'm not positive. I didn't see the pictures. But she did lift up her shirt, so I'd imagine so.
She's got a mean mug in her photo there.
Well, she's a butt-based dancer, BJ.
She's a butt-based dancer. What is that, like the Tiny Dancer song?
Oh, Marty and Yelm says, "Oh, dude, I thought I was just the only person that hated people calling me boss."
Yeah, no. I think it's not a good thing. I really don't think people are. I think people kind of hate you.
I'm going to get a shirt that says anti-boss crew.
Yeah.
Anti-boss, ABC.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
ABC.
Wow, look at you. Now, if you could only say Swisher Sweet, your life would be complete.
You said Sweet.
I did Sweet. Swisher Sweets.
Someone said I held the door for somebody yesterday, and the person said, "Thanks, boss."
Oh, no. Don't do it.
Another text right pisses me off when people boss me like that.
So terrible.
I think we have stumbled upon the condescension term that's given to people.
I've been holding this inside thinking, oh, you guys just give me a hard time thinking I'm worked up over the dumbest things, which I am. Yeah. Sometimes get worked up over the dumb. That's never a serious thing. It's always a dumb thing. But I cringe whenever I see that guy. I'm like, oh, this guy's about to call me boss. I know he's going to call me boss. And I'm not your boss, buddy. I'm just here to get a pump on.
Okay, never mind.
I'm not even sure what that means. Is it a butt-based dance? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, at the gas station.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I was going to say that in Spanish, my dad calls his dad boss, jefe.
Well.
And he calls his mom jefa.
Well, I call my friend's name Jeff, jefe.
Yeah, jefe. So I'm wondering,
jefe.
So your father calls your grandfather boss, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that something that he always did?
Yeah.
As far as you know?
Sometimes when he's like, hey, go talk to your mom, he'll say, hey, go talk to your jefa, like my boss.
Oh, well, that's, you know what? That's a smart move on his part to always call the mom the boss of the family.
One text says, boss is a great term. It should make you feel superior over the person who calls you boss. No. But I don't want to feel superior over that person.
I'm wondering if it's the equivalent of two girls calling each other queen. It's like, hey, queen. Hey, what's up, queen?
I don't know.
Hey, boss. Trying to lift each other up? No?
I mean, queen is the ultimate boss, especially if you're in England. So.
How about king? I've heard guys call each other kings.
Oh, I love being called king. King Migs. Yeah. If you refer to me as King Migs, I'm going to high five you every time.
Yeah, I'm not.
And that's what's up.
Okay, then.
All right, let's quickly talk about a couple other things. Little League World Series. I know you guys are paying attention to this. There's a Texas team that's in the Little League World Series, and they got a player by the name of Jacob Zurek. And I love this story because his mom was being interviewed by ESPN while he was at the plate. You know, they're like, oh, it's a human interest story. I talked to the mom. And also, like, hey, you guys used to live in Pennsylvania, so they were talking about the fact that, you know, the home of the series is in Pennsylvania. While the interview's going on with his mom, Jacob hits a dinger. Check it out.
You lived in Pennsylvania for 7 years. How does it being back here?
It's great. We flew into Baltimore. The drive-in, it just feels like home. We love Pennsylvania.
Jacob mentioned earlier that he has been dreaming
Wait a second, Julie. Jacob just hit one deep to right. Jacob just homered. Wow. They love Pennsylvania a little more now.
I'm going to need you to sit here the whole time.
No problem. I got you, Nicole.
Can we get her to sit at the Mariners games or get some moms from the Mariner players maybe to
So here's a question. I'm looking at the video. Did we miss the kid take the big swing because they were talking to her?
Maybe, but I bet they got the instant replay of it.
I'm trying to see. I hope so.
No, they got the instant replay there.
Yeah, oh man, I hope. Okay, good, because I'd be so pissed. Like, Mom, really?
I'd be like, Mom,
this is my big swing.
I now don't have that to put on my social media pages.
All right.
You're not invited to any more games.
You know what? I have to give Mom credit because I remember the moms that used to go to some of my friends' games that were like too a little crazy about their kids.
Oh man, if I was there and my kid hit a home run, they'd probably have to hit like their delay button or something. Holy F, my kid hit a home run. It's amazing.
All right. Do we know if his mom's married? I kind of like her.
Okay, now you just made it weird. Let's talk about the Mariners, where, yes, like I said, I wish we could invite some of the Mariners' moms to be in the stands so that maybe they could give some good luck to the team because they lost to the Nationals yesterday, 3-1. They play again. I don't, because they didn't score enough runs, BJ, and they let up a couple runs in the ninth inning. Up next today, this afternoon, taking on the Cleveland Guardians. You can check that at T-Mobile Park. But I do have to say there was one bright spot for sure in yesterday's game. Shout out to George Kirby, the rookie pitcher for the Mariners. I don't know if you saw this. He broke a record.
What'd he do?
Started off the game throwing 24 straight strikes.
Whoa. This kid has been touted as an amazing machine. And, obviously his first year he's got to get stuff going. But that's
pretty awesome.
That shows you what he's capable of. We may have ourselves an ace on our hands, give him a couple years to get seasoned.
And he pitched a solid game. It wasn't his fault.
I'm sorry. That makes me feel good about George Kirby because he's had, this team just has, if George Kirby can really figure it out by the playoffs, wow.
Isn't there like a little children's thing, a Kirby? Isn't that like a...
Yeah. It's a video game character.
Yeah. They need to get in cahoots with them.
They should.
And make like a Kirby, spin-off shirt.
Oh,
that's the thing that someone randomly airdropped me holding a gun.
Yeah, it's a Kirby.
Oh, so have him holding a baseball.
We were at a restaurant in Chicago, and all of a sudden I got an alert that says, John wants to airdrop you a picture. So, of course, I accept it because you just never know what you're going to get. And it was a picture of Kirby holding a gun, pointing it at the...
That was hysterical.
I was like, am I about to get whacked? Like Kirby?
That was funny.
It was hilarious. And then we heard the guy go, oh, Alice, I accidentally airdropped it to someone, not you. And I just thought that was the funniest thing.
That's great.
Yeah, they need to make like a Kirby-inspired George Kirby thing.
That'd be cool.
I have no problem with this. I mean, look, you know what? Call the marketing department. All of your ideas so far in your life have been fantastic. I'm sure this will be well received.
Hey, Seahawks play tomorrow in Dallas. They're still trying to figure out the quarterback situation. I think it might be Pete Carroll. I don't know if you saw on Twitter, but there were some videos of him just throwing the ball around. He's still got moves.
Yeah?
He's 95 years old, I think. And then, no, he's 70-something.
But seriously, you're right, dude.
He's full of energy.
He's that guy is definitely in great shape. He's in. I can't believe how old he is.
Now, one team that also has some quarterback issues for different reasons, obviously, is the Cleveland Browns because they have Deshaun Watson. He's been suspended for 11 games. He's got that accused of sexual misconduct stuff going on. So their backup quarterback is Jacoby Brissett. Sorry. And I love that he was being interviewed by a reporter. I don't know if he was trying to throw any kind of shade at Deshaun Watson or if it just came out that way and people are misinterpreting it, but it still sounded pretty funny because a reporter asked him a question. Obviously, like we mentioned, Watson's their main guy, but he's not going to be playing for a while. And just check out Jacoby Brissett's response to that question.
Is it hard to not try to be Deshaun when you're out there?
Oh, it is very easy for me not to be Deshaun.
Wow.
Nice.
You're right, dude. That is.
I don't know if he just meant, hey, it's easy because I'm a different quarterback, but it just...
Yeah, you're right, dude. That sounded like he's believe me, I am a much different person than that guy.
He's like, I don't even like massages.
Yeah, that's a good line.
Hey, as far as weather, 87 degrees, going to be sunny today. Thanks to Kia Puyallup for giving us the amazing report. And that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve got this one wrong.
There are 132 of what in the White House?
Dogs.
No.
Clocks.
Nope.
132 walls.
No.
Ooh.
Rooms.
You were close.
I know.
If you'd just taken those walls and multiplied them by 4, you would have been, that's how many walls there are.
Or if I would just guess the more normal answer other than dogs.
Yeah, because there's a lot of dogs. We see them all the time. Imagine 130-something dogs at the White House. Jesus. They're all Dalmatians. Cruella de Vil is now our president. We're looking for rooms, sir. That was the answer we were looking for. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do it. It's 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes. Those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Working with Mary's Place because we got to get shoes on kids going back to school. Cakes for Kids, man. These are kids that don't even really have a permanent place to stay, and Mary's Place is just helping them have a roof over their heads. And, they're going to go to school, and they don't want to go to school with ratty shoes. That's just going to be a tough one for their self-esteem.
Yeah, no, Mary's Place said they have over 200 kids in shelter who will need new shoes for school, and $50 buys a brand new pair of sneakers for a child, $100 for a teenager, and the Rock Hogs have been helping making that happen. So far, our goal is $20,000. We are just under 50% of that goal, around like 9,100-ish. So we need some help from the Rock Hogs to keep sending in money and donating whatever amount you can send in is awesome, such as Rock Hogs like Adam Cordova donated $50. John Ordine donated $50 as well, saying, great job, you guys, for doing this. Rock on. Then we also have Donald Youngblood donating $365 to Kicks for Kids. Every amount is going to help out. Tomorrow, it's Kicks for Kids Day, so our goal is to get to that $20,000 by tomorrow. And I think we can make it happen.
Yeah, we are going to ask for as much help as we can get. Seriously, $1 is, you would be so surprised if everybody just did that. And so not asking a lot from you. Or if you really don't have any cash, please spread this on your social media. Is it Swisher Sweets? Is that what's going on?
I think that set us off to that.
All right. Anyway, please spread this on your social media, and you can do all that and donate at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Happy Friday, Junior!
Friday Junior, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So close.
So freaking close. Longest week ever.
It really feels like it's been so long. It's only because I've been seeing Danny.
Yeah.
It's just such a long.
Too many days in a row.
We sped your week up because you thought today was Wednesday because you're like, oh, isn't it tomorrow that She-Hulk comes out? We're like, no, it's today, man. Today is Thursday.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. The week is so long that I just kept thinking it never would end.
Yeah.
And, thank you for that. Thank you for...
We sped it up for you.
Thanks, buddy.
Celebrate.
That's what we're here for.
Celebrate.
Friday, Junior, and we have Joe today from Gig Harbor to play Beat Migs. Joe, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Steve, get out of here.
All right. Sure. Get out. Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Joe has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions, and you can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, let's go.
All right. How many U.S. states begins with the letter O?
3?
Yeah.
Nice.
Kodiak Island is in what U.S. state?
Alaska?
Correct. What actress co-starred alongside Jimmy Fallon in the 2005 movie Fever Pitch?
Pass.
When facing Mount Rushmore, which president's head is the farthest to your left?
Lincoln?
Nope.
Washington?
Correct.
Nice.
Who played Cobb in the 2010 movie Inception?
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Correct. Their Norwegian flag is white, blue, and what other color?
Yellow.
No.
Red.
Correct. Bing and morello are both types of what fruit?
Could you repeat the question?
Bing and morello are both types of what fruit?
Oranges?
Nope.
Apples?
Nope.
Pineapples?
No.
Oh, my
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Joe, you're from Washington State, Joe. How do you not know that fruit? Oh, boy.
Oof.
Joe, I'm afraid we're going to have to ask you to leave the state.
Oh,
sorry.
What happened?
Well, Joe, you feel like there are things you should know if you're a Washingtonian, and I just feel
there's
like
an R in Washington. Yes,
you should really know that if you're in Washington. And Joe, I'm pissing off a lot of Washingtonians. Sorry, but you know what? That's how we do it here, or some of us anyway.
All right, you done, BJ?
Okay, fine.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
All right. How many U.S. states begin with the letter O?
I'm going to go 2.
No.
3.
Yes.
What the hell?
Kodiak Island is in what U.S. state?
Alaska.
Correct. What actress co-starred alongside Jimmy Fallon in the 2005 movie Fever Pitch?
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
When facing
Except
Mount
for the team that they're focusing on.
When facing Mount Rushmore, which president's head is farthest to your left?
That would be Washington.
Correct.
Washington.
That's it.
That's it.
Who played Cobb in the 2010 movie Inception?
Brad Pitt.
No.
Nicolas Cage.
No.
Adam West.
No. The Norwegian flag is white, blue, and what other color?
Red.
Yes. Bing and morello are both types of what fruit?
Cherries.
Yes. Which is the only vowel on the standard keyboard that is not on the top line of letters?
V.
No.
Vowel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Come on.
Y.
No.
Yeah.
What singer has the hit songs I'm a Slave for You and Toxic?
Oh, Britney Spears.
Hell yeah.
Oops, you did it again, Steve.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 5. You win.
Joe,
oh my God, it's red.
About time,
all right, Joe. Joe, thank you for playing,
About
even
time.
though I want you to leave the state. Thank you for playing.
No problem. Thanks for letting me have it.
All right, no problem, buddy.
I gave it to
Joe's
you.
a good guy.
That felt good.
The letter one is easy if you took typing class or any kind of thing, because you know home row.
You can see your keyboard now.
Well, hey, V is not in the top row.
No, it's not. It's
But
not
that
a
is not
vowel.
a vowel.
I know.
FDSA semispace JK. Or say FDSA space JKL semispace. That's home row. That's the home row of your keyboard.
Hey.
There you go.
That's how we had to sing a song way back in high school in the 1900s, the 1910s.
But
And
did
we
you
sang
guys
that
type
song.
on typewriters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
We-
my
we-
mom.
Yeah.
My mom was a typing teacher. I don't know.
I remember you told us that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I thought I was cutting edge because I was like one of the only dudes in my typing class because I knew computers were coming, and I'm like, we've got to learn this. And everyone goes, oh, look at you, you're going to home ec next. I mean, they back when men were actually they still are toxic, but still, they made you feel bad about it. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to be so like on top of this computer thing.
It is crazy to think that there was somebody whose job was to teach you how to type in school. Like that was their class. Like that's what they taught probably several groups of people throughout the day.
Well, it's funny watching it too with like starting. My mom used to only have typewriters, and then I remember when they introduced the computer, and she was like, half her class was computers, half was typewriters, and then eventually went all to computers. And my mom was like, I don't know what to do anymore.
But there was a bridge between the computer and the typewriter, the word processor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I don't
It
know.
was like a computer, but it wasn't a computer.
Yeah. It was just for typing. It was just for like documents.
Yeah, you could type everything. That way you didn't have to mess up all the time and have to like use that white stuff, that whatever it was.
It's
Like
basically correction tape.
like
but not-
whiteout.
Yeah,
basically.
whiteout.
Yeah, basically Microsoft Word was the first app, if you will, that was basically the word processor app for a computer.
I remember going to college with one of those and being like so stoked. I'm like, those days of typing are done. I'm a word processor.
I used to have problems though because I put the whiteout on the screen. Hey. To correct my mistakes, then.
If you're not under the age of 40, you're probably like, what the hell are these idiots talking about?
Yeah, whatever, man.
Did you guys ever have the cardboard thing that went over the keyboard so you couldn't see the keys?
Oh.
My mom was hardcore, so she was like,
Oh,
you are not
wow.
allowed to look at your keys.
No.
So that's how I'm able to type now. I can look at I don't have to look at my hands when I'm typing.
That's really good, dude.
It's like doing some straight up like Mr. Miyagi type wizardry.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't have that. I was a hunt and pecker.
I still am.
Yeah, I love watching Steve type. It's the greatest thing of the entire world.
Oh, I one of these days we have to have your mom come in.
Oh my gosh.
And just kind of put her somewhere where she has to see me type, and I'll just make it a point to type a lot of stuff that morning.
She will hit you. She will hit you.
All of a sudden there'll be a ruler on your hands.
The only person worse at typing, in my opinion, than me is Sergeant Hair Club.
Oh, he's really bad.
Because he's a hunt and pecker also, but he's an aggressive pecker.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
A lot of people said that about him, but I'm not one of those folks. I think he's a great man and a wonderful human being.
First time I started working with the guy, I'm like, man, are you sending off an angry email? He's like, no. And he looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, oh, it just looked like it. Like, you know, sometimes when people are mad, they're like, that is what is up.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's just mad that he has to use it. It's really like all the time, and he's just like because look,
and he also can't see that well either. I've noticed.
He's a bit of a Luddite too. He really is because he and I had great conversations.
He's the blind aggressive pecker.
Yeah,
that was his old nickname.
BAP.
Yeah.
He's the old BAP baby. Yeah, because he is. You know, he's a boomer like I am. We're the same age, and there were the young people that just like, I'm not going to learn this stuff. This is stupid. When technology was rolling, and I was the boomer that said, no, you know what, computers are going to be the thing. And we had those big key cards and those. You guys remember the key punch cards at all? Anybody remember those giant, like rectangular cardboard cards that they needed to program do a computer program, and a stack of giant cards in order to make a computer work? Like that was your program.
Remember that?
Oh yeah, that's my time, and it was, and I just remember being so stoked for the sci-fi world. Yeah, that's them.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what you used to have. Those they look like voting cards, or like the old, if you ever had to take the SATs or some sort of test.
The
where you had to
Scantron
I remember that. That's what they kind of look like.
Yeah.
But we computer geeks had to use those to make our programs in order to tell a computer what to do. And, it was the people like me loved it, but I was computer club guy, and pretty much 99.9% of the schools wasn't.
Yeah, that looks terrible. That looks like a lot of no fun.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot of no fun. You're absolutely right. And so Hair Club is on the 99.9% where he's kind of like, I got to use this stuff, and I don't want to.
I was someone said the best prank you can pull on a hunt and pecker is to swap their M and N keys.
Oh, yeah, dude. You will trip us out. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My finger would be mad at myself. Like, what are you doing?
I feel like your finger's been mad at yourself for quite some time. That's right. Hold on.
Right.
Thank you. Hey, we got a man that was attacked by an alligator while at his job. What is the story with these alligators?
Dude, alligators are on the attack this week.
Okay, I believe it was Shark Week. Now it's going to be Alligator Week?
Gator Week.
All right. And by the way, this happened to this dude, but he lived to tell the story. You're going to hear from him at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A Florida man survived being attacked by an alligator while he was shooting an instructional video for his company.
Which is different than earlier this week when we talked about a dad dealing with wrestling an alligator because he was taking his daughter to school, and it was outside of their house.
You know, I only lived in Jacksonville for a couple of years, and there were alligators in our housing development because we had a big body of water that was there, and I'm so happy that never happened to me. I think if I lived there longer, I would have come across an alligator. But that would have been.
And you would have never left your house after.
I would have been done. I would have said, I'm out. His name was JC. He was able to fight back against the gator and is now recovering from his wounds. But how about this? He's got to have his jaw wired shut. And granted, a lot of you would be like, BJ, please get attacked by an alligator. But here he is talking about what happened.
All I felt was scales, teeth, and then right there I'm like, oh, okay. So I immediately tried to open its jaws. Because I knew I wasn't a gator. Either I turned it or it turned me. But it was confused just as I was confused. And then it just let go.
And I mean, his jaw is wired shut. He's got a big gash down the right side of his face. It is just,
run above his head as well. Looks like some staples. And he sounds like Dave Mustaine from Megadeth because of that.
Hey. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing the other picture.
Gator's boing.
God, he looks... No, stupid alligator, no.
That is insane. That's the last day of that job for me.
Yeah, that's the last day in Florida for me. If an alligator bites me in the head, I am leaving the state.
I mean, an epic story to share, and thank God the guy's still alive, but he definitely left with some massive wounds.
God, dude, he's a tough SOB if he was able to live through that. Whoa. Wow.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
That happened at his job.
At his job.
And it wasn't like his job is fighting alligators.
Oh, it's not?
I don't think so.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, at least if that was my job, I can't really complain.
Yeah, if I'm an alligator fighter, then I say whatever. But
yeah, if I'm Steve Irwin kind of guy, I mean, what am I going to do?
He's doing an instructional video for his company.
Yeah.
And I don't think the instructions were on how to get attacked by an alligator.
You know what? If it was, what a wonderful job he did. Yeah, so based on this, we want to know, because he survived this alligator attack while doing his job. We want you to finish this sentence. I'll never forget my day at work when blank happened. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Finish this sentence. I'll never forget my day at work when blank happened. Your calls and texts after 3 days grace on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. This Florida dude survived being attacked by an alligator. All he was just doing an instructional video for his job. Next thing you know, this gator just came at him, man, and just wrecked him. Jaws wired shut. His head's got. I mean, his head.
Several different wounds on his head.
Oh yeah. So we want you to finish this sentence. I'll never forget my day at work when blank happened. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Chris in California, listening on the Odyssey app. You are on The Rock.
Good morning, BJ.
Good morning, Chris. Welcome to the show. What you got for us, buddy?
So I'm never going to forget the day that I worked at 7-Eleven and I passed out on the floor.
Whoa.
Did you get your eyebrow pierced? Because that happened to me once in the air.
Yeah, that's true. You were working, yeah.
I was.
Why did you pass out?
So I misread my schedule and I was supposed to come in later and I lived too far away. So I decided, because it was a night job, so I decided to go to the bar.
Oh.
And I had a few drinks and then I was just stocking things, and then next thing I know, I'm like being shook awake by my coworker.
Whoa, dude! So, so you feel like you passed out from the alcohol when you said had a few drinks? Do you think you really had a lot more than you thought?
I had like 3 beers.
That shouldn't make you pass out. I mean, I don't think.
Did you have 3 Four Locos?
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
If they're the real Four Locos, you would have just stayed awake.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Well, dude, that's scary. That's some scary stuff right there. You know what? That's why I always got to be careful, because I don't know my limit. You think that a beverage or a couple is fine, and then depending on who you are, which is me, a lightweight, you're done.
Well, you get the spins from drinking. I mean, like, even if it's not a lot. I've stood up too quick at a bar before. I'm like, whoa, okay, I sit back down for a second.
I feel like it's almost like every other day. I'm like getting up from playing with Tatum. I get up and like brace myself for a second. That was a little too aggressive. I got up too fast.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, you guys are just doing too much drinking.
Yeah, I'm just hammering down drinks when I'm hanging out with Hayden.
You have a child. There's a lot of parents that would go, Steve, we'd understand if you had to, because children really do sometimes make you go, I need a beverage.
Well, she's old enough to hold the beer bong now.
Because sometimes you can just put it on their head, because you know what, it's still kind of flat.
It's a fun game, yeah. She stands on the couch, I get on my knees.
Oh, really?
No, beer.
That's amazing.
She's very talented.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? It's why not?
I mean, some focus on potty training.
Yeah, well,
beer bong training.
Yeah.
Parent of the year right there.
Thank you.
That's great. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Finish this sentence. I'll never forget my day at work when blank happened.
You know when you see a text that starts off with this, you got to read it.
Okay.
In the mid-'80s, I was a strip club DJ in downtown Seattle.
Nice.
Listening.
One day, the lights went out and we were waiting for the power to come back on. After a couple of hours of waiting, me and one of the dancers decided to sit on the couch and do a little you-know-what skis.
Oh, wow. This just came up in my head only because we were just in Chicago and I got to meet one of my radio idols, and it turns out she worked in the same place I did but at different times, and this was an independent sort of a mom and pop owner of a radio station.
Okay,
so we were both like, "Wow, you worked there? I worked there too." And the owner had just passed away, which I didn't know. She goes, "That guy is no longer with us," and he was I mean, I have never seen a more verbally abusive person in my life. And that's saying something because I'm a pretty verbally abusive person. And I'll never forget this. Like, he just in the middle of a meeting said to the sales manager, because the sales manager, he said, hey, blah, blah, blah. And the sales manager said, yeah, we haven't done that yet. And he just yelled at the top of his lungs, you are so stupid that you must be the product of an incestuous relationship.
Like, I've heard you use that line before.
Yeah.
That's where you learned it, huh?
Yeah. But to this day, I'm at work and I'm like, this is the owner saying that about like one of the high-ranking managers, basically saying that like basically his mom and dad or brother, sister, you know. And to this day, I can't remember. And like even today, imagine if somebody said that today if we had a meeting at a high-ranking meeting, and one of the high-ranking officials said that about another high-ranking official.
I hope they do it early in the meeting before I fall asleep. Otherwise, I'd miss out on that.
Yeah,
dude. I'll be honest. I was like, where are we going with this story? Because we just went from a stripper and a DJ having some fun time when the lights went on, and then you're like, I've been one of my radio idols at the convention. I'm like, did the lights go out? Like, where are we going with this?
Wow. Oh yeah, no.
I got a little nervous.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't get to introduce you to her, by the way, because she's in the Hall of Fame in San Francisco. Everywhere she goes, she's like one of the best jocks I've ever heard, and we just hired her.
Did you tell her we were once nominated for the Hall of Fame?
No, I you know what? It's when someone is in a Hall of Fame and you go, we was Hall. I feel like that's such a try hard. I'm not going to do it.
100% try hard.
Yeah, I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to be that guy. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you know, I'm going to let her have her moment, which, by the way, she earned. Where you and I, somebody felt pity, threw our name in there one time. Don't think it'll ever get back in there again.
Well, you screwed up the guy who runs the Hall of Fame's name. Then the next time
you're right. That's
so I think until they get someone else running the Hall of Fame, we're never going to be considered again.
Good point. Sorry about that, Steve.
It's okay.
It really come through in the clutch for both of us.
I only wanted to take a brag about it in my wrestling persona. I don't really care about it.
Was that really it?
Pretty much everything
You've achieved something at the career you chose. You don't care about that?
No.
All right, fair enough.
No, but if I use it in a promo bragging about it, I want it.
Yeah. Let's go to Lawrence in Linwood. Lawrence, you are on the rock. Hello, Lawrence.
Hey,
what's up, buddy? What happened? Not too bad, man. What'd you do at work? What happened that was nuts?
I used to work at Amazon, and I was delivering a package, and I turned around, and it's a big old German Shepherd standing right there.
What?
It ended up biting me and severing my ulnar collateral ligament in my thumb. And
well, I hope you got a lot of money for that, because that's someone's dog at work, right? Because someone thinks, I get to bring my dog to work, which I just cannot stand that attitude. I know people are going to hate me. I hope you got tons.
No, I was delivering a packet for to a house.
It wasn't at the. I thought it was at the warehouse where it's like, that sucks. God,
I would have got a lot more if this happened.
Oh man, dude, I am. See that? Oh, that's
about 2 years, but I ended up filing a lawsuit and got my money's worth.
Good for you, man. You know, I never thought about that.
Now I'm so curious about what is the money's worth in something like that.
Oh, do I let him go? Yeah, I wonder what that is.
When people bring up money, we need to know these things.
I feel like I need
to know how much I want to. How willing am I to be bit by a dog?
All right, call back, Lawrence. Tell us how much Steve can expect from the payout. Think about it though, dude. It used to be mailmen that had to worry about that, but now it's pretty much every regular person who decides they're going to drive for Amazon has to deal with this. Wow,
I'd wear one of those dog suits.
You'd wear a dog suit.
You know, like those ones where like they do it like the police training. Where you
I thought you were going to dress as a dog to try to blend in with them is what I thought you meant. Like they do in The Walking Dead. Where they cover themselves with zombie guts and they go, hey, they can't find me.
I'd rather do that, to be honest with you. I could get like a Pluto costume and dress like a dog.
Hey,
I'm one of you guys. Don't bite me.
Ruff, ruff.
Yeah, ruff, ruff. Sniff my butt.
Totally missed out. I totally did not read that comment right.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Steve, so you're not too far off.
Thank you, man. They got some good dog suits now, man.
Can I get one like in Kraken colors with like the logo or something like that? That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, as long as the dogs feel like you're one of them, that's all you got to do. You just got to, let's go to Patrick Buckley. Patrick, you're on the rock.
Hey,
Patrick, how about you? What's that day at work you'll never forget?
Well, I was a pizza guy back going to school, managing a pizza place. I roll up one morning and kind of funny, the front door's kind of swinging a little open. Well, this isn't normal. Walk in and safe's missing out of the office. Go into the walk-in. It's in there. It's been torched. I guess they had welding lines coming in through the ceiling or something. About $40,000 gone.
Whoa!
It was cash, post-dated checks. It was a military store, so we took checks from military guys in honor of their next paycheck. And we had a bunch of IOUs in there. We were a we were a skiddly bunch, so we'd borrow money from the store. Anyhow, owner comes in.
Borrow.
First thing he says to me is, "Hey, did you see the space shuttle came out of the sky?" I'm like, "Dude, you just lost $40,000. So you're worried about the space shuttle." Not that I'm callous about the space shuttle, but I was kind of taken back. Like, well, I guess I got a free pass. He's not going to be pissed at me about losing $40,000.
Oh, this was the day that the space shuttle blew. You'd be back in the 80s.
Exactly. I'm a little old. I'm 58. They'll be 58 tomorrow.
Yeah, Patrick.
Well, happy early birthday, too.
Yeah, there you go. Congratulations. I guess if something horrible is going to happen on your day at work, and you might be to blame, it's good that something else bigger can happen so that at least you get the heat off.
Somebody trumped it.
Yeah, that's a fact. Let's go to Millie in Kirkland. Millie, you are on the rock.
BJ Shea.
Who cares? Ooh, that's nice dulcet tones. Ooh, yeah. What you got for us, Millie?
Hi, can you hear me all right? I have you on Bluetooth.
No, I'm not
I
sure.
didn't hear anything about you being on Bluetooth.
No, I'm not sure. Excuse me. Hello.
I didn't even hear you say
Houston.
BJ Shea earlier.
Houston, hello. All right, what do you got for us, Millie? Okay, congratulations.
That's
one of the most profound moments of my life.
I always never get that when, you say something, we heard you say something, then you go, can you hear me okay? Well, yeah, we heard you.
Yeah, we just responded to you, and you responded to our response. Feel like at this point, communication has been established.
If we can't, we'll say something.
You're not on the space station. I think we've got this down there, Skippy.
But hey, we love you, Millie.
But then, you know what? Millie knew what was up, because Millie was gone. It was over. I mean,
he heard the gong.
He knew what was going on. All right. Well, you know what? What a great way to end the topic. You know what? That was smooth. That's a professional radio show at work right there. Mm-hmm. An amusement park ride. Let's talk about this, because there's an amusement park ride that has gone viral for being shut down, reopened, and now a rapper even wrote a song about how dangerous it is. You're going to hear all about this at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases, and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Automation is powering what's possible for businesses of every size in every industry. Unlock your potential at Automate, the largest showcase of robotics and automation in North America, May 22nd through the 25th in Detroit, Michigan. With over 600 exhibitors, 200 speakers, and more than 25,000 registrants, there's no better way to power your business. Register for free at automateshow.com. That's automateshow.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. A giant slide in Michigan has gone viral because it goes fast and, it's wicked dangerous, basically.
It's one of those like big ass slides that kind of like has like those like dips. So it's like, you know, like you see them at the fair. You see them at usually like you just kind of like lay on like a piece of cloth or a sack or something like that, and you just go down them at a fast speed.
I've always wanted to do one of those, and I never have paid the money to do it.
I've done them a bunch, especially as a kid, and they were awesome.
So they're getting air. The thing is they're not they're and then landing on the bumps of the next jump that they got to go over.
This one doesn't seem like it's like one that's been like, you know, there. You know, it seems like it's thrown together. And
it's
like
a travel one.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. They're getting air, and this thing's made of metal, so you're landing on metal.
Yeah, it looks like fun.
Not for me, man.
Except on a hot day.
Yeah.
Well, you're laying like on a sack.
Still hot.
Yeah, I'm afraid
it's gonna burn your buns.
Yeah, I don't want to. And also, I'm afraid of what'll happen to another kind of sack because I just, because you're landing and you don't want to land on stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's why you always wear like an athletic strap when.
Is that really? Is that a cup on wherever I go?
Okay, the cup part on. You just need the support.
So they closed this giant slide because the videos are what we just saw and what you can see on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. You realize, they got to shut this ride down. These people are getting air.
This video spread so viral that I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel, which I think is just great.
That's awesome.
This giant slide has reportedly been in Detroit for 55 years. And they say no reports of serious injuries from the giant slide have been made.
Serious.
But how about Detroit rapper G-Mac Cash even wrote a song about this slide?
Hey, you can break your back on the giant slide. You can even break your neck on the giant slide. You can even bump your head on the giant slide. Then watch your hands and your legs on the giant slide. It's like jumping off a roof on the giant slide. Man, you can lose a tooth on the giant slide. It ain't much you can do on the giant slide.
I like this.
That's my favorite G-Mac Cash song.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I feel like that should be like a little Dickie song, really.
On the giant slide. You can lose a tooth.
That's fantastic. That is some good business right there. So, you got to
said Migs, of course you would like it. You were also the person that used to go to Action Park when you were a kid.
Yeah, yes. Dude, that's right up your alley.
It always blows people away. For the longest time, I never thought anything of Action Park in New Jersey when I was growing up. We would go there every summer. That was just like our spot. Like that was Disney World to us until that documentary came out, and it was called Class Action Park about a year or so ago.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, man. I didn't realize how much of a death trap this place was. But, as kids, we were just like, this is awesome. It's dangerous and fun. Somebody's body might just land on your head when you're at the water park, But now watching it back, I'm like, I can't believe my mom and my friend's mom would just drop us off there and then just go hang out and wait for us to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a level of ignorance in your generation and my generation just about the assumed safety that we had as kids just being dropped off at different businesses. You just made the assumption that they had their ass together and your kids were safe.
And the crazy part was it wasn't they had like a giant slide type thing. They had like a luge type of a thing that was very dangerous that I loved. But the one that always was nerve-wracking it was like a giant water slide.
Yeah. Oh, look at that thing.
And then you land in the water, but then people are flying over you.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to land and swim really fast.
Exactly. You got to get out of the line of fire.
Right. And then like the water rapids one was crazy. And then they had one that was like a water slide tube thing or something. I can't remember if it was a water part or if it was just a tube. And that was the one where like people were getting scalped and stuff, and they had to shut that one down. That was the only one that my mom wouldn't let me ride.
Ooh.
So she did love me.
Yeah. This is a great headline. Millions enjoy the ride. Many seriously hurt.
I remember there was
oh, dude, it was the most fun though. That was like our spot.
There was a water park in Albuquerque, and they had it was called the Beach Water Park, and they had one called the Black Hole, and it was just literally a black tunnel. And they would be like, "Do not lift your head up when you're in this thing, no matter how scared you get, because if you do, you're going to knock yourself out."
Yeah,
and it was like That's the only warning you're giving us?
That's it, buddy.
Nothing else?
No.
Yeah.
If you lift your head up, that's your fault. Yeah. Blood's on your own hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, thank you.
So I said that there's a place in New Hampshire called Kenobi Lake Park.
Oh, it's Canopy Lake. Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Star Wars.
Obi-Wan Kenobi has a ride, and he'll hit you with a lightsaber.
You have to use the Force.
So what is this? Because I used to go to Canopy Lake all the time.
They say it's called the Turkish Twist, which sounds like a dance. But,
okay.
There's been so many deaths involved with it that you would think it was a ride at Action Park.
Oh, why? I don't remember. You know what? We went as toddlers. Like, that's when my parents took us. I don't think I ever went to Canopy Lake on my own as a teenager or whatever, so I don't think I ever knew this place.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's a bump. So I had an action park right near me and I could have done it?
Dude, I was legit thinking about this type of ride. It wasn't called the Turkish Twist, but it's that ride where you lean
I've
up
been
against
on this.
you lean up against the wall and it spins as fast as possible.
Oh, I know this. I've been on this. So this kills people or hurts people?
Apparently there's a few deaths that were involved that they would...
Oh, I've been there. I didn't know that was the Turkish Twist. Oh, yeah, that thing's... I call that the gravity ride. That thing is awesome, but I mean...
I call it the you better not puke ride because somebody's going to be mad at you.
Dude, it's the G-forces, man. You feel like you're... I used to like to go on there because I made like I was on a ship.
Well, I've never seen it this way before. According to Google, the Turkish... Once the ride reaches the top speed, the floor drops out. So there's nothing out from under you.
That's a terrible idea.
Leaving the riders floating in midair because you're going so fast.
Right.
You can't.
I can see how there's...
You're against the wall. That's the thing. The gravity pushes you against the wall. You're not supposed to not fall.
See, but I've never seen one like that. I've only seen the ones where they just stand. The floor never goes anywhere.
Oh, yeah, the floor's gone. I didn't know that's the one. I've been on that.
Dude, if they dropped the floor, you would think they would strap you in at least.
Dude, that was
just to be safe.
No, they didn't need it, brother. Gravity.
No, apparently a few people did, BJ.
Centrifugal force. Oh, dude, that could have been me. I love that ride. I didn't know that was the ride. Oh, yeah, Canopy Lake. That I always wanted to go on that ride.
So that also is called the Gravitron.
Gravitron.
But that's the one where the floor doesn't drop out.
And why do they call it the Turkish Twist?
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
Is there some kind of like turkey?
I don't know.
Thing in New Hampshire? And
don't have a clue. Yeah, don't know. I don't know why it's there. It's not like they have. I mean, they have gravity everywhere, not just Turkey.
It is amazing that myself or my friends have not been severely injured by any of these.
Or me, because I was on that ride.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about like in Brooklyn. One of my favorite things in the summer were obviously the ice cream truck. That was always the best. But then the second best was the random dude that would just drive around the neighborhood with this like makeshift Ferris wheel that was attached to the back of a truck.
Oh, yeah.
And it would just stop him you give him like a 50 cents or whatever, $1.
Super safe.
And you would just ride this Ferris wheel in the back of a truck.
Yeah, I'm sure
it was just in the block.
What could go wrong? Spot. It's in my truck. It's secure.
I want to get one of those and just kind of like travel around the summer.
that's what you need to do because you know what you would the upkeep you would just be there every day making sure it was fine.
Also, it says they have something like that at the fair, but it's called the Rotor.
You know, I used to go to the fair a lot, and it was one of those when I realized that they build those and then move them to another city like in 2 weeks. It just kind of started scaring me. And the one that was famous in Albuquerque was the one where you're kind of like Superman. So you like lay on your stomach and you're like flying around in circles.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't screw in the hinge long enough, and then all of a sudden the person went straight into the concrete with their face.
Awesome.
I remember they had to shut down the fair for like a good 3 days. And it was like, I don't need to go into the Midway anymore.
Yeah. There are some of those that they pop up in certain mall parking lots. I'm like, how much do I want to trust these rides? Right. Yeah, I just found a picture of the old truck that was going around.
No, I'm not. I am not.
Yeah. So shady.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on that. I got a new ride for you guys, though. It's great. It's called Driving to Work with Sarah. You ought to check that out. That is a very dangerous ride.
Driving to Work with Sarah.
That's a new amusement park
ride. Is it like a Gravitron?
Oh, it's worse than the Gravitron.
Will it make me throw up?
It might have today. It was a special ride. I think it's a one-day only ride.
Oh.
Now, is it Driving to Work with Sarah? Is she driving or are you driving?
She's driving.
She's driving.
Yeah, because I catch up on my emails and stuff, so I really like
that long commute.
Yeah. Well, look, you know what? I'll take all the time I can get.
I respect that.
Yeah. So, today
Sarah,
was a beating as I was reading the email.
Okay, first of all, no one should ever let me drive ever. So
but who's worse, BJ or you?
No, she's better than me. I hate to say it.
I actually might be a smidge better, and a smidgen better with directions, but not much.
Yeah, she's. I hate to say it.
Yeah, we were just driving on I-90, and there was a car in front of me, and we were going 50, 55, 60 miles an hour, and all of a sudden the car in front of me slams on their brakes, slams on them, and I have to slam on mine. You guys, this could have been a bad morning, let me tell you, because there was just a car turned on, but just parked in the middle of the freeway. In the middle of the freeway, yeah.
Yeah, this was a beating, and the car in front of us had no idea.
Stopped. So we were both going along, and she slammed on her brakes, and then all of a sudden I slammed on mine. And you know when the tires like skid out, that like you go left and right and left and right.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And I was like, talking about it makes my heart just like pound because I was like, that could have been so bad.
How close were you to hitting them?
very, very, very close.
And that's better than a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as adrenaline.
And I immediately was like, oh my God. And BJ was still on his phone and looked up. And then all of a sudden, like, our car is going back and forth. And then, you know, the car in front of us swerved out. And then I had to swerve out. Thank God no one was next to us.
You could bust a tooth on Sarah's ride.
Yeah.
You really could.
Dude, the smell of burnt rubber was like for the rest of our ride. That's how much she had to stop.
That
was
tire
How many
smell.
curse words did you throw out?
I was in shock.
Yeah,
I
she
just
really
said, oh
said
my
nothing.
God.
That was it. Yeah.
And then, you know, when your like adrenaline kind of settles down and then your foot's on the gas or brake or whatever and your like legs kind of shaking.
Yeah. I was
like,
so pissed because they had their parking lights on, which means then the hazards must have been working. How do you not know to put your hazards on as soon as you are no longer moving and you're stuck in a lane? I am so frustrated that that person doesn't know how to do that.
It just looked like the car was on. And when I passed the car that was just chilling, I didn't see anyone in there.
With all the distracted drivers out there, I could see somebody had to put their brakes on because they're like, oh, hey, that car's not moving. Where if you have those flashing orange hazard lights, your brain will go, oh, something's not. I got to slow down.
I remember one time I was like late at night. I was going home from like a wrestling show or something like that, and it was like right where like you get onto 405, you know, like that little. And somebody, their car was stopped on the road right in that exit lane with the lights off. Oh, and I was like, what? I think they might have just abandoned their car or something. But man, like it was, and it had to happen soon before I got there because there wasn't any massive traffic. It was just like I'm driving, and then all of a sudden you're like, there's a car. What's going on with this car? It's not moving. There's no lights. Oh, crap. This car is just right there.
Yeah, and then you just got to swerve out.
Yeah, and all I thought was if somebody was not paying attention for a half a second, that's going to start.
That's all it takes.
Yeah,
a massive accident.
If I had looked down or anything, I would have hit the car right in front of me, who would have hit the car that was just chilling. And I just kept thinking, like, I hope someone gets aware of this soon because I kept thinking someone's going to smash into that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy. And then, of course, when you're driving a little more, it says, okay, we're closing the right lane. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, a little too late for that sign.
Here we go. Yeah, at least they finally got it up.
That's my point. I'm picturing Sarah and BJ in like a driving Miss Daisy situation. BJ yelling from the backseat to slow down, etc. Do you sit in the backseat or you sit in passenger?
No, I'm in the passenger.
Doesn't actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you make her wear a little hat?
I'm your Uber
chives,
driver.
Yeah.
Jeeves.
Chives.
Yeah.
No,
chives.
Jeeves. Chives?
No, it's Jeeves, not
I always call them
chives.
chives, like the butler types.
You are.
No, the butler's Jeeves.
No, the butler's oregano.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not rosemary or thyme?
Jeez, I mean, really, you know, you guys picked this guy. You guys hired him. You said he was the guy to get.
He is the guy.
Yeah,
we didn't hire him for what he
should have hired
says.
Chives is what we should
We
have
hire him for what he does, BJ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's just impressive. Hey, how about this? He's a former Seahawk great, and he's going to be on our show.
Nice.
That means he doesn't have anybody good working for him to let him know where he should be in the right
Watch
place. And he now hosts a podcast about the Hawks. Lofa Tatupu joins us at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, we always love having our next guest on, a true Seahawks legend, and it's always great to chat about things that are going on in his world, including a brand new Seahawks podcast called Take 12. Please welcome to the show, Lofa Tatupu.
Lofa, good to have you back on, buddy.
Fellas, I appreciate it. Good morning.
Oh, good morning to you, man. So look at this. I think a few people might be interested in a podcast from a former Seahawk great talking about all the Seahawk action. Take 12, Seattle's best Seahawks podcast. And I imagine you can get it wherever you get podcasts?
Absolutely. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, wherever you get it. I don't even know. I'm not a big podcast guy. I just happen to have one, I guess.
Nice.
Well, I mean, it's got to be hard for you to find like former Seahawk players to join you on a podcast, I'd imagine, because they probably don't answer your call.
I got a couple friends that actually pick up when I call, so it's going okay.
So, Lofa, it's interesting because obviously during your career, you guys had to sit in front of those microphones, hear the media, and talk a bit of football. Now you're in charge. So what do you get to do on the podcast that, that you thought, man, I would have loved to have done this if I were in charge of all these interviews?
Swear and be honest, to tell you the truth.
There we go. That's what, you know what? That's all I want from a podcast. Are you swearing? Yes. Are you honest? All right, I'm downloading it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think you see a lot of former players getting into this because it's kind of, yes, it's media. You are media now, but it's kind of on your terms. So I think that's the cool part about it is, you get to give your opinion. Whereas normally it's not that you wouldn't give your full opinion, but there's some things that when you're on a team, you do to protect the team and not maybe give too much information.
Speaking of swearing, I mean, that last game, I feel like a lot of Seahawks fans were maybe swearing a little bit because it wasn't the best performance. Well, what has been exciting you about this team watching the preseason stuff? And then what's some of the stuff that's making you swear, like going, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, penalties, that will always drive me crazy. I mean, I know, even when I was playing, it was something that, you taught enough to beat the other team when everything's going right. Don't give them any more chances. And that's kind of what we're doing. And I think there was like 12 or 13 penalties there, like even pre-snap penalties, false starts, things that, you should know the count. We're at home. It's not noisy for our offense, things of that nature. But special teams, a little concerning. But we did come away with an onside kick, which is good to see. And we even got a fumble back after giving up one for a touchdown and then giving up 2 long returns, which we gave up a long one in Pittsburgh as well. So I'm going to be looking at that on this next game against Dallas tomorrow. And tackling. We got to shore up the tackling.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, there's just too many, what we call hidden yardage or leaks when, you hit a guy for a 1-yard gain and then he ends up in a 4-yard gain. And that's just, no good.
And I would like to talk a little bit more about that at some point, but I do want to say that I just noticed, man, that the Hawks obviously going to be the team going to Germany this year, taking on the Bucks at the big international game. And I just heard about this where if you want to go see that game, you can really go in style with a guy by the name of Lofa Tatupu and some other amazing Hawks greats. Tell me about this, Lofa. What is happening? I mean, this sounds like the trip of a lifetime.
Yeah, my producer Katie Leclerc and co-host Brett Davern, they put it together with a travel agency. It's a 4-star hotel accommodation. We got a list of events to do, which is pretty much just partying with your favorite Seahawks.
Nice.
We got the heater, David Hawthorne. We got the Iceman, Matt McCoy.
Nice.
Leroy Hill's going to be there, Sean Locklear, and then the biggest of all, KJ Wright. Recently retired KJ Wright.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's going to be awesome.
So again, it's a huge ticket package where you get to go to Germany, obviously, and you get the authentic NFL tickets. You get to see, this is on November 13th, Bucks and Hawks. You get to hang with all the alumni that Lofa just talked about. 4 nights in a hotel. I mean, you get VIP access to the fan parties. You want all the information, go to lofaingermany.com, LOFA, lofaingermany.com. So we're talking to Lofa Tatupu, one of the greats to ever put the uniform on. Lofa, we're talking about tackling, and Steve, every time Steve, that's all Steve talks about. He comes in, he goes, this guy's got to tackle. They got
season games. I mean, I'm just saying, like, hold on to the guy when you try and tackle him. I mean, it's like flag football sometimes out there, and it's frustrating.
And I'm a nerdy guy where I'm always about strategy, even to the point where it's like I don't care if we're breaking rules about like if you know your team is not doing well, man, tank it. I want the toppest draft picks I can get, but. Lofa, what I really feel like when I watch the games and hear the commentary is that it seems like a lot of defenders I feel like are gun shy because you just don't know what they're going to call as unnecessary roughness and whatever, when in fact it looks like it was a good clean hit. And is that, you think, affecting the way tackles are being done? And we're seeing some of this sloppiness because people just go, I don't want to be the one to get massive penalties for something that I thought was a clean hit.
Well, I mean, yeah, in preseason especially, because, I remember, I think Hawthorne got a late hit back in the day that I think we all pulled together and paid for because, the check's like $2,000 or $1,000 to play a game, and he got like a $15,000 fine for a helmet-to-helmet back in the day. And so, like, I could see that aspect come into play for some of these young guys, but, I got to agree with Migs here, no one's even wrapping. Like, they're just throwing their arm, and the way... As a coach for the Seahawks for 2 years in 15 and 16, a lot of the guys that are still there that were coaching with me, and they were the ones that taught Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright how to tackle with that form tackle, using leverage and putting shoulder on body and wrapping, as tight as you can. And so that's why, I got to believe that they're teaching the same technique that they've been teaching for the last 10 years. It's just not registering for some of these young guys. But it will, or else, they won't play. That's how it goes.
And Loaf, on the other side, obviously on the offensive side, everyone's talking about what's going on with Drew Lock versus Geno Smith. I'm curious, your take, do you think it's going to, do you think it's going to be Geno? Do you think it's going to be Drew? Or do you think, next week, I think is when Garoppolo is going to be released. Could you see something like that happening?
I know Jimmy G's a veteran, and but we have the veteran Geno, and I don't think Jimmy G's that significant of an upgrade over him, especially when you got to come in, you got to learn a whole new system, and you had no time with the guys, so they don't know your snap count, they don't know your cadence, they don't know any of these things that would normally be just everyday routine for Geno, and even Locke now that he's been there for a couple months. So I don't see that happening. I really think Geno is going to be the guy. He hasn't really played great in the preseason, but, there's been a lot of drops, right, regardless of who the quarterback was. So it's going to be a little different when you got Metcalf and Lockett in there for, 40 of the 60 snaps. So I'm not too worried about that. I think Geno is going to protect the ball. I think, not that he's going to play it safe, but I think he can win you games. And I know Drew's got the talent too, but right now I think the tough thing is, you don't start with Locke because that tells your team and then Geno for 4 years that you've been here, we don't have faith in you to take the reins. And I think just because you have to have a guy, and I think that's why they named Geno the starter for this week, and I think that's kind of pointing or trending in the way where I believe it's going to go. They're going to name Geno the starter next week, and then we'll see how the first probably month or so goes before they make a rash decision on changing quarterbacks. Because you want one guy.
Lofa, this really upsets me to hear that because that means I'm going to have to OBJ breakfast.
Oh, I'm loving this plan because he was 100% behind.
I was locked on lock.
He was locked on lock, and I mean it's cool to hear because I think there is something about loyalty, and so Geno's been he's been faithful the entire time, just doing what he had to do as a backup. So I'm glad there's some of that there to say, look, this is his job to lose. I do love that. My question for you, and again, Lofa Tatupu, folks, he's got a great podcast called Take 12, Seattle's best Seahawks podcast, where there's going to be swearing and honesty. You're going to love that podcast. Go get anywhere, Spotify, iTunes, all the stuff where you get podcasts. So, Lofa, the one thing that nobody wants to say, and granted, I don't know if this is the case, but boy, the phrase rebuilding year is like the most hated phrase in football, and yet I look at it like, look, it's got to happen sometime. You're just going to have that moment in your franchise history if you're good, where you're going to have that transitional year where you got to figure out what's up, who the new great people are. Why do they hate to say it so much? Because they're afraid there won't be ticket sales. I mean, as a fan, I look forward to that. You'll go, okay, let's see what's going to happen and how we'll build the next dynasty of this team.
No, I agree. And I mean, they've built the dynasty once. The second time should be a little easier because of experience. I'm talking about John and Pete. And so, I'm not, overly concerned. What's not going to happen is tanking. We're not, I don't think we'll ever, unless we trade a future first to somebody that ends up with the worst record in football. I don't think we'll ever pick in that top 5, top 3 area. So, fans, they don't have to be worried about a horrible season because, look, even Pete's first year, we think we set a league transaction record for, there was like 20 or 30 new guys every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And this is what, the competition, that aspect that Pete and John, they talk about, kind of the ethos of the whole organization is just continually getting better. And, I mean, we had a losing record, one of his only losing records, but we did win the division, and we even won a playoff game against the former Super Bowl champs, the Saints, with Beastquake, of course.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a lot of exciting moments, a lot of heartbreaking moments in that season. But I'm urging the fans to think about it that way, from that aspect and that mindset, is that we're going to be excited. We're going to see players, rise to the occasion that otherwise we wouldn't have known of. Speaking of one, this wide receiver, Kevin Cash, is coming out of Montana State. This is like one of my favorite guys to watch right now, and I'm hoping he gets a bigger role this game tomorrow. So those are the things that you get excited about, guys that you weren't drafted and they start to shine because they're getting the opportunity. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm excited for this season. I think our run game is going to be very hard to stop. And so I'm not saying it doesn't matter Doesn't matter who our quarterback is going to be, but it's like, who can hand the ball off the best? That's what I'm interested in.
Well, gosh, Lofa, if that's true, then the offense is going to stay on the field longer, and that's just got to be so good for the defense. Because last year that was such a. I mean, you were killing the defense not being on the field a lot.
Ooh. And similar to when we were there in 2010 last year. I mean, we had Russ, and we had one of the best quarterbacks in the league. We were still on the field as a defense for a couple of 70, 80 snap games, and it wasn't just the defense not getting off the field. So, that's a great point that you put out there. So, run game, it solves a lot of things, right? It covers a lot of inadequacies, like if you're struggling on defense, or if maybe you don't know who you're going to use for a quarterback right now. Even that last 5 stretch of games last year where it looked like Russ found the fountain of youth, it was because he had a run game going for 150 every game. Yep. And so now all of a sudden they put that extra defender in the box, and the play action really holds him, and you got a one-on-one with Lockett, a one-on-one with Metcalf down the sideline. That's really what the brand of football that John and Pete want to run.
You mentioned Russ. I got to bring him up as a bitter ex-fan of Russell Wilson. How do you think Russ is going to do this upcoming season?
You're a bitter ex-girlfriend, is what you are.
Pretty much, yeah.
You really are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to be fine. I'm sure he'll make another Pro Bowl. He did pick the hardest division to go to, so that was interesting from a winning standpoint. But he's got the confidence in himself, and to elevate a team, he's going to have them playing better than they were. So we'll see. But I mean, the Chargers, they got Bosa and Mack. You look over at the Raiders, they picked up Chandler Jones, and they got Crosby on the other side. It's going to be tough, man. It's not going to be. And then you got Kansas City, who's been to the championship like the last 3 years. So I don't know. Good luck, Russ.
But did you cringe a little when you saw him showing up to practice wearing his own jersey?
I went back and I was like, do they have another number 3? Because I mean, I know that's his number, but it's like a throwback of his number. So it was an interesting move. Would I call it a power move? I don't know, but it was interesting to say the least.
I mean, it was Drew Lock's old number, so maybe just showing some love for Drew.
That's what it was, sure. Yeah.
There it was.
Hey, Loaf, I got to ask you.
Photoshop Lock's name on the back.
Oh, that would have been fantastic. We can still do that.
So good.
That's a great idea. Hey, I don't know if you've seen it, and maybe a silly question to ask you, but have you watched the documentary on Manti Te'o yet?
I have not.
Oh, I was wondering what you thought of it.
Kind of like podcasts. I don't really care, about.
There we go. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lofa Tatupu. Would you listen to something that I really don't care about? Thank you very much.
Oh, you're the man.
I appreciate your business. That's you know what? Honesty and swearing. I mean, you know what? You promised it. You're giving it.
Look, I can't even think of any documentaries I've watched. I have never listened to a podcast. People will send me like Joe Rogan's podcast, and I love Joe Rogan. I'm not going to listen. I'm sorry. It's just me, man.
Oh, that's a massive commitment. That's like 7 hours an episode.
It's an experience, right? That's what they call it.
And look, not for nothing, you may have liked Joe Rogan like a few years ago before he all of a sudden just went off the deep end a bit. I like Joe Rogan from some years ago. This Joe Rogan now, I don't know if he's even like on the planet anymore.
Well, I will say this: I've met Manti before. Awesome kid, great kid, and it's horrible what did happen or transpire from that. And I hope some positive. I don't know. I haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people have just been like taken aback, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe what he had to fight through." But I mean, he's a tough kid, man. I got the honor to meet him at the Polynesian Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. Great. I say kid respectfully. He's a great young man because I'm a lot older than him.
No, everything that people are saying, it's very inspirational, and it makes you feel like everybody in the entire world owed that guy an apology after how it was treated back in those days. But the documentary is awesome. But if you don't like documentaries, don't waste your time.
Yeah. So, Lofa, and we did talk about Russell Wilson. Of course, one of the biggest games of the year is he's coming back, and I mean, of course, the drama. I mean, you couldn't have orchestrated this better if you're the NFL. I'm wondering What do you have any idea what that might be like for the defense, obviously, and for Russell Wilson? Because, my gosh, both want to really make a statement because, at least as a fan, it feels personal. I'm wondering if what your thoughts are about him coming back and the motivation from our defense and, of course, obviously from Russ and the kind of pressure he might feel, coming to the old haunt and trying to show that he's a good quarterback to the new team.
Yeah, I don't think there's any pressure really, on Russ's side. I think it's, more of the challenge of the exciting challenge of, going to where you've played, all, 200, 300 of your games in, seasons past. And I'm kind of interested to see what reception's going to happen, really.
Yeah, you're right. It's one thing when the team definitely you where it's obvious it was a team decision and you would have stayed. This, as it's played out, looks like it was at least mutual, is what everybody's getting. And when somebody wants to lead, last time I remember was when Alex Rodriguez left, and even Ken Griffey Jr. They were not the best of receptions sometimes when they came back because those guys left. There was no doubt in their mind they wanted to leave the team, and that's my memory of the last couple of times big players like that said peace. And it's different, players that leave not on their own accord, they usually get a warm reception when they come back to the home joint. But I'm wondering, what will they do with Russell? What do you think? How do you think the reception is going to be?
I would hope, this is what I hope they stand and applause for like the first snap. But then I hope it is just raining boos.
That's it. Show them a little love and then be like, no, we're done with you.
Yeah.
All
just
right.
a little, hey, Russ, not just for what the Super Bowl you brought, but what you've meant to this community and, everywhere being an inspiration. I mean, he's one of the best of all time, right? And so I would love to see them show a little love first. But then, okay, now let's cut. Let's start showing, just all the boos you got as hard as you can.
Yeah,
I know we got to let you go, but I have one last stupid question. Let's go back in time when you were playing on the Hawks, because I contend if I played on a pro football team and got paid a ridiculous amount of money, I'd be making so many terrible financial decisions and bad purchases. Do you have a favorite memory of someone maybe on the team that was that just was spending money on the dumbest things? And if so, do you remember what it was?
I don't. I'm trying. No, I don't have one.
Nobody showed up with a ridiculous car.
I love that Lofa also doesn't have one himself. Of course, I was very good with my money. I never did anything stupid.
No, I probably do. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Not that I can think of.
See, Steve would definitely be the guy you'd remember.
You know what was funny? I bought a house before I had a car. So, my house, I was, I didn't have Uber back then. I was walking everywhere, and then luckily my wife, my girlfriend at the time, Rachel, she was letting me use her car. So I had a house before I even had a car.
That is pretty funny.
Couldn't find my way around town.
That is so good. I got a great place. Now, how do I get to it?
Yeah. I got a house, now I got to go take the bus.
Calling Matt Hasselbeck, hey, could you pick me up on the way to practice?
Any chance, man?
Don't have a ride.
Yeah, that's right. Well, listen, man, I am so excited about this new podcast. It's Take 12, Seattle's best Seahawks podcast with Lofa. You got to check that out wherever you get podcasts. And don't forget, if you really want a trip of a lifetime, seriously, this is okay, I'm going to make this my thing. How about you get to go to Germany, see the Hawks play the Bucks, and you go in style as you get to hang out with all the Seahawks legends, and you get
KJ Wright, man. That's awesome.
Don't forget that kid Lofa DeTupo. He's going to be something
pretty
someday.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah. You'll hang with the alumni. You got the hotel, VIP access to the fan parties. All you got to do is go to lofaingermany.com to get more information about that. That's pretty awesome. Lofa, always good to have you on, man. Good to talk to you.
I appreciate y'all. And I didn't choose that website. That was Brett and Katie's idea.
It's a good website.
It does sound like a title for a romance novel. Lofa in Germany.
Lofa in Germany.
Sounds like OnlyFans, man. What the...
You can tell Lofa's I don't know what you people are doing, but all right, fine. Whatever you want. Yeah, okay, that's good. Lofa, take care, buddy.
Later.
All right, there we go.
He's the best.
He's just so awesome. Yesterday, Steve did get this one wrong.
Naranja is what color in Spanish?
Brown.
No.
Blue.
No.
Black.
No.
Yeah, it looks like orange is the new right answer, Steve. You didn't get it.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, you would like a shot at beating Steve. I know you would. 206-421-ROCK. We got Beat Migs. We're playing that at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Automation is powering what's possible for businesses of every size in every industry. Unlock your potential at Automate, the largest showcase of robotics and automation in North America, May 22nd through the 25th in Detroit, Michigan. With over 600 exhibitors, 200 speakers, and more than 25,000 registrants, there's no better way to power your business. Register for free at automateshow.com. That's automateshow.com.
With Instacart, you can get groceries and more delivered from over 1,000 stores and 75,000 locations. So whether you need a massive haul from a wholesale club, everyday essentials from your go-to supermarket, or specialty items from your favorite local grocer, you can get whatever you need delivered in as fast as an hour. You can even shop for pet supplies, electronics, and sporting goods in just a few clicks. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first order. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Pain in the Grass, just about a week and a half away at the White River Amphitheater. 3 huge days over Labor Day weekend.
It's catching up on us.
Yeah.
If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, now is the time.
Oh,
BJ.
especially for the BJ and Migs party and the weenie toss, man. Come on.
First ever weenie toss. I can't believe we've gone all these years and we never thought to toss some weenies at people. But that's what we're going to be doing at the BJ and Migs party. It's going to be a blast. You're going to get hooked up with free drink, free food. We're going to hook you up with a brand new T-shirt that commemorates the weenie toss with a stoned hot dog on it. Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with this, BJ. Plus, you're going to see some great bands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's bands there.
Yep. Incubus, Allison Chains.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy Hagar, Glorious Sons, Bush, and more.
Yeah, man. Also, a fourth day, too, if you really want to go crazy. You have the pre-funk happening Wednesday, August 31st with the Pretty Reckless and Aaron Jones. That's going to be a good show, too. All these tickets, yes, all these infos, everything, weenies, what do you want? All that, you can just, all at KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. B Migs, you're a loser.
Big stretch time because it's Friday, Junior.
All right, she's woken up.
Stretch?
Well, I'm stretching. You don't have to, but I will suggest it because it feels good.
All right.
Yeah. All right. You know what?
Don't be ready for Beat Migs. That's fine.
It's her call. She gets to do what she wants. She wants to stretch.
She wants everyone to have a big stretch on Friday, Junior. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Okay, well, Dustin from Bellevue, are you having a big stretch?
I'm not.
Well, he's awake. That's close enough.
90% of the battle.
He's kind of with you. He's kind of with you.
It's a big stretch.
Yeah, huge stretch.
Big stretch.
We're stretching.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, Steve. Go stretch in the other room.
Okay.
Stretchy McGee. Crap, I'm hanging out with BJ too much.
Too bad.
For those playing at home, Dustin has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions, and you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Zurich is the largest city in what country?
Switzerland.
Yep. How many phases of the moon are there?
6.
No.
4, 3.
No. What country is Prague in?
Pass.
What planet has the most gravity?
Earth.
No.
Mars.
No.
Boy.
Mercury.
No.
Okay.
Beyonce's first solo album was titled Dangerously in what?
The what?
Beyonce's first solo album was titled Dangerously in what?
Bed.
No.
Dangerously in bed, yeah.
Pass.
Who played Garth in the 90s comedy Wayne's World?
That was Dana Carvey.
Correct. What is the hybrid offspring of a llama and a camel called?
Ooh. Pass.
What is the large? What was that?
Alpaca.
No. What is the largest bone in the human body?
Femur.
Correct. 1, 2, 3. I feel like he knew most of the ones that he needed to know. Like, I feel kind of silly knowing some of the other ones.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of them, though, I will say, it's like a smarty pants person could know some of them. So,
Yeah, I feel like he's more on the smarty pants side.
Yeah, but he didn't get the space smarty pants one,
Yeah,
though.
fair enough.
He's not going to be happy with himself when he realizes, oh, right.
I don't like walking in when you guys say a smarty pants. We get them because I know.
Oh, yeah, you're done.
I'm not wearing my smarty pants today.
No,
I'm wearing my comfy pants.
But you are lucky pants.
I am lucky pants.
See, I feel like somebody should go, oh, I'll just throw this one out there. And you go, that happened to be right.
Which is awesome because then you get upset and then you become pissy pants.
Yes. Well, I become that a
poopy
lot.
Pants.
I like poopy
Yeah.
pants.
Poopy pants, yes. Actually, I do
Yeah,
too.
I don't know what's
It's like a new form of the Smurfs.
Yeah. Okay.
The Pants family.
Yes, that's
All
me.
right. Well, do you have your ready pants on?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Zurich is the largest city in what country?
Germany.
No.
Switzerland.
Yes.
All right.
How many phases of the moon are there?
12.
No.
11.
No.
2.
No.
10.
No.
All right.
What country is Prague in?
Germany.
No.
Prague, Netherlands.
No.
Prague in France.
No.
I don't know.
What planet has the most gravity?
Yeah, America. I mean, the Earth.
No and no.
Mars.
No.
Wow.
All right. Beyonce's first solo album was titled Dangerously in what?
Love.
There you go.
That's it.
Who played Garth in the 90s comedy Wayne's World?
Mike Myers.
No.
Oh, what the hell's the other guy? Dana Carvey.
Yes.
That's it.
What is the hybrid offspring of a llama and a camel called?
Gamma.
No.
Gamma. Lopsa Opsa.
No.
Opsa.
Yeah.
Llama and a camel. A goat.
No.
That's
A comma.
Yeah, actually. Too late. What is the largest bone in the human body?
That would be your leg bone.
Technically, yeah. I mean, it's in your leg. But I think
Are there more bones in your leg, though?
Yeah,
you gotta
it's
say
technically
that.
wrong.
Fibula.
Yeah, you gotta say the
technically
right
not
name.
wrong.
The legula.
Legula.
Yeah, well,
It's
so-
called- yes, legula.
That's it. So
1,
how do we
2,
all do here?
3. It's a tie.
Woo, there you go. Steve's back to being bad.
Damn it. Comma.
Honestly, Dustin, really. Think about gravity is about the largest planet, and it's got you take a shot at either Jupiter or Saturn, and you're going to hit it.
Don't planet shame him.
I'm definitely planet shaming because he's old enough to know better and give me my
he's not.
song. All right. So was it Jupiter, Vicky? By the way,
Yes, it was
Yeah, it
Jupiter.
was. All right. Well, thanks for playing, Dustin. Even though I just shamed you.
Aw.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm used
thank
to
you.
it.
I think the one that upsets me the most is that I didn't get the llama one based on that stupid
Llama
guess.
That was a
Camel.
lucky guess.
Camel.
I wouldn't have even thought about that.
I was just being a smart. I was being
I don't know
a
what a
wise
comma
ass.
is.
That's kind of why I added this one in there because it made me laugh, and I'm like, well, I guess according to BJ, you can Ken Jennings it.
It's
That's
a
a Steve Migs.
It's in a
You're
comma.
Comma, yeah. Llama, camel, comma.
I never heard of such an animal.
I figured you could mix the two. Why not?
Yeah, well, I never. That would have been wow. Okay,
All right. Does anybody know how many phases of the moon there are?
is it 8?
Yes, there is.
Yeah,
How about that?
And is it Czechoslovakia for the Prague?
Czech Republic, yeah.
Oh, Czech Republic. Okay.
And then you got the Beyonce first solo album. All right. And yeah, we figured out that femur was the largest bone in the human body.
Wow. This is and do they not call Czechoslovakia anymore? It's just Czech Republic now? I don't know. Maybe, well, we'll have to figure that out too.
I'm too busy looking at pictures of llama, camels, commas.
The commas.
They're cute.
How
They're
have I,
so cute!
Have I never heard of that word?
No.
Wow. I mean, I know the song Comma Comma Chameleon, but I don't know.
That's spelled differently.
Oh, okay. That's what
Yep.
it is. All right. Fair enough.
I didn't even know they did hybrids of camels and llamas.
I didn't until I found the question, and I think it's great.
Apparently, Czechoslovakia is separated into two peaceful countries, the Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Oh, all right. There we go. Okay, that's it. Then that's why it's not that anymore. So, that's there you go, Joe. All right. Well, you know what? Thank you. Czech Republic is what it is, and Slovakia. I mean, it makes sense. I know Slovakia. Never knew it was part of Czechoslovakia. You know what I mean? My brain never figured that out.
Well, good. I'm glad something happened today for you.
Thanks, buddy. You know what? I win.
Hey, we also figured out that America has the largest gravity,
Yeah. America's got who's to say we don't? If you're going to go gravity,
Right.
maybe we do. I don't know.
We dominate at gravity.
We dominate at the gravity. Yeah, I don't think we do. Hey, it is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. You know how brilliant we are, so make sure you call us for our brilliance. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 7799. Call us a text at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. Listeners on the Loose, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Just remember, man, when you get through, do what Steve wants you to do.
And that's to show some energy and bring it, BJ. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone said, "Hola, beautiful people. I was hoping I could get a shout out. It's my little brother Daniel's 50th birthday today. I just want to tell him he's my best friend. We listen in the morning and afternoon religiously while we indulge. I'm 5'7". He's 6'4", and I love telling people he's my little brother, a really stand-up guy from his sister Modell in SeaTac.
Hey, Modell.
Give it out a shout.
Happy birthday, Daniel.
Nice. Happy birthday. She's 5'7", he's 6'4".
Yeah.
Wow,
she's
that
the
is
big sister.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a Joe and Sarah kind of sort of thing. Really, when you think about it.
Joe is a very tall man.
Yeah.
With a tall drink of water.
She's what, 5'7"-ish?
Yeah. What are you?
I'm 5'5", thank you.
Oh, okay.
In heels.
Yeah, okay.
That's true.
So it's a very similar look. I love that. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone said, "Hey, you guys mentioned the Kraken earlier with preseason right around the corner. You have any idea about the mascot for the season?" Still nothing. Although we do have a minor league mascot, and that's Fuego. And man, he's killing it on social media, hanging out with other mascots, taking lots of pictures.
Yeah, Fuego knows what's up.
Maybe we'll just bring him up to the big leagues.
It's, I mean, they are the Firebirds, so I feel it makes sense that he's their guy.
But what a great hometown story to be like, hey, someone from our minor league team worked so hard that they earned a spot on the pro team. Yes, it's the mascot.
Yeah,
but still,
it's a story of determination,
and it just seems so ridiculous that Fuego the Firebird is your Seattle Kraken mascot.
Why not at this point?
I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Unless they really want to make like the season 2 have a big reveal.
I feel like it'll be home opener.
I hope so.
Kraken mascot shows up.
I'm a little confused as to the strategy of it all, but maybe somebody will explain it to me someday.
Maybe it is Boom. We've been trying to figure out where Boom, the former Seahawks.
Oh, the little guy.
The little buddy for Blitz. Yeah. Maybe now he's Boom the Kraken, and he's grown some like tentacles.
Yeah, I feel like ever since the Legion of Boom left, Boom he had a short time on the planet.
Yeah, I think when Cam was done, he was done too.
Yeah.
Because they were roommates, I think.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, Cam is still around as far as I know, but I have not seen Boom. I think he got rubbed out.
I'm kind of hoping that they're in contract negotiations with Johnny Depp because he, got eaten by a Kraken once. I would love to see drunk Johnny Depp in a Kraken outfit just party with the team.
Nice. And if the team loses, he goes to the other team's hotel and he poops on their bed.
Yes.
He herds them.
Wow. I don't think you two are going to be invited to the strategy sessions when it comes to.
Lord knows we've tried, and they don't respond to our tweets.
Don't know why. I'm at a loss to the fact that they haven't tapped into your creative genius.
Justin on Twitter actually sent a message saying, "Hey, you guys, thoughts? Hey,
how are you? How you doing? Hey, what do you want to know, Justin?
Your thoughts on Joey Decord's killer mask? So Joey is typically he's in the minor leagues for the Kraken, but he's come up for a couple stints. But he's a great goaltender that's going to be playing mostly, I think, in Coachella Valley. But he gets Kraken gear, of course.
Yeah,
and he did post the new helmet that he has.
Oh, let me see.
Mask. It's amazing.
Woo,
it just looks good.
Wow.
Great colors.
Whoa.
You can find it online. Joey Decord shared it at JDAC35. That's his Twitter handle. But it just, there's lots of great detail in it. It's got the little Kraken on the bottom, by the chin. Yeah.
And we'll probably see it once in a while, you know. I mean,
quite a bit, especially with Drieger out. I know they're hoping that Jones is going to be a good backup, but you just never know. And then they also got this other guy, Magnus Hellberg, that they signed from, I think he was on Detroit. And based on style alone, he should be our starter. Because I don't know if you've seen his goalie pads that he had done.
What's he got going on?
Oh, I got to find them, but they're pretty aming.
Oh, look at those.
They're full on, like with the red eye. They got the Kraken, kind of like the S going with the tentacles. It's just...
Those are sweet pads.
Looks pretty fine.
Yeah.
Check those out, Joe.
That's some good gear right there.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
I really
like a flame.
I really
Magnus
wish,
Hellberg. And it's got a great name, Magnus Hellberg.
I really wish we'd see more of that on the chest protectors for catchers in baseball. You know, I mean, they do colorful stuff, but not like nothing like
protectors?
this. Yeah, on the chest.
I never even knew that they did anything. I never noticed it. I love that the catchers are now doing stuff on their lids. On
exactly.
Their helmets.
Wouldn't that distract the pitcher?
It's possible. You know, you may have a point, and they do, you know, especially if they got a flash signs. That may be, Vicky, that may be the reason why.
Target. That way you know where the strike zone is.
But you will see them. They do have different chest protectors for home and away games, and just for different uniforms. I wouldn't be surprised if Cal Raleigh's got maybe 3 or 4 different chest protectors to match, you know, the different jerseys he's got to wear.
Somebody says that Boom is back on the text line.
He is?
No, he's not.
I haven't seen him.
If he is, I'm very happy.
I mean, dude,
I feel like we had something to do with that.
He's in witness protection or he's dead.
Oh, you think he's in cahoots with the mob?
Well,
the Bird Mafia?
Well, I think he's no longer with the mob. That's a problem. I think he's running away from the people who didn't want him to reveal the secrets.
Does he have a broken beak? Or
he might have a broken beak, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, you see. You know what? You're going to be swimming with the fishes or flying with the birdies. I don't know how we call it when you're dead.
So it says, what about just getting the Portland Pickle to be our mascot?
Again, you know, I mean, it's great to have a mascot that has nothing to do with the team.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, we'll have a pickle and a firebird running around. Why not? You know, I mean, it sounds like two good
pickle birds.
So it's this pickle and this firebird walk into a bar and hey,
at a Kraken game.
That's what happens. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
So today, guys, don't forget today's matinee game for the Mariners versus the Cleveland Guardians. You have to watch it on YouTube.
That's right.
1 o'clock today, and it's free, but it's only available on YouTube, apparently.
So it'll be interesting. I haven't watched any YouTube games yet to know like what announcers are calling it, or if they just go with the local team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know MLB, you know, does that once in a while on the MLB network. They'll just give you the local announcers, whoever they are.
We're not going to hire someone just to do a broadcast on YouTube.
There you go. Here's the Root Sports people or whatever. So I wonder how YouTube's going to be doing it.
I don't think I've seen a game I've watched a game on Facebook. I remember before.
Haven't done a YouTube game yet. I know Apple TV's got games.
Oh, today's that day.
All right. Guardians are a decent team. I feel like, I mean, they're not they're below the wild card, but they're still in the hunt. So this is a big one.
Huge game. Yeah, every game's a huge game now.
Especially
they're 10 games over 500. They're just as good of a record as us, pretty much.
Yeah, they're just a little less than us. I think. Because
we have 67 wins and they have 66 wins.
Whoa, how close? Because I mean, Tampa Bay, Toronto, us, and I guess Cleveland must really be in the thick of it. Unless we fell out. Did we fall out of the wild card by any chance?
No, we're still in the wild card. The Guardians are in first place in their division.
Oh, crap. Well, forget about it then. Yeah, that's why. Whoa, I didn't realize the Guardians jumped up to first. Whoa. All right.
That's just great.
Yeah, that's not good.
And now we gotta knock them down a notch or two, right, BJ?
I mean, it can be done. I've seen worse teams beat the Guardians, so let's hope we can do it.
Right now, we're in the third spot.
It's close. How far are the Orioles back of us?
The Orioles are right up on our butt ski at 2.5 games back.
I don't know if we have any more games with the Orioles or not, but I mean, the Orioles are, it's crazy to say the Orioles are like in a playoff hunt. The Orioles haven't been significant almost as long as we haven't been significant.
I was about to say, probably people in Baltimore right now saying, it's crazy to say that the Mariners are in this playoff hunt.
Yeah.
Both teams vying for a playoff spot is pretty... Never happens.
It's a good story. It's a good story for both cities because, I mean, my God, it's been bad for Seattle and Baltimore. You know, that's not good for any sport to have a team be bad for so long. And, hey, look at Houston. Houston was bad for so long, and then they turned it around and have become a perennial contender every year.
Oh, we got a question about food because we haven't talked about food enough today.
Okay, then let's do it.
About it at all. Have we?
A little bit. I think. I feel like we always have at some point, but maybe you're right. Now,
did we almost go an entire show without talking about food?
Was it a national something? We talked about pie. No, that was yesterday.
No, that was yesterday.
You're right. Maybe we didn't.
What happened to us?
We almost had a whole show.
That's not good.
Damn it.
So
now do I read the text?
Food porn, but food porn is our only thing, man.
Does drinks count?
No.
Yep. That was a
fast
stretch.
food. We did talk about fast food earlier.
We did.
Damn it. Yeah, remember I mentioned I talked about my Subway sandwich.
Yeah, that's right. We did.
We needed to go to a doctor if we didn't talk about food.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so this person I can ask it now without feeling bad. I know pineapple on pizza is a big controversial topic, but how do we feel about lettuce on pizza? I thought it was weird, but I went somewhere the other night that made a chicken Caesar salad pizza, and it was amazing.
I've had it a lot because I go to Mia Posto. They have plenty of pizza like that. Yeah, any serious pie-like place.
I don't want lettuce on my pizza, unless it's like, no, I don't want lettuce on my pizza at all. Like basil, but that's not really lettuce.
No.
It's still green. I mean, it's green and it's leafy.
If on a margarita pizza, that's fine.
Have you put kale on pizza at all?
No.
Okay, take it. Geez, all right. I thought you were the kale guy.
I don't like this one.
If it was the only pizza available and you were hungry, would you do it?
I'd wipe the lettuce off that crap and then I'd eat it.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another way to decorate a pizza or decorate a piece of bread. Really, it's just like fried bread at that point that they put something on.
Now, another food question just came in. Freshly made donut or freshly made bagel?
Oh, donut, 100%.
Donut.
Especially Krispy Kreme. Oh, man, those things, when they come out fresh, they're crack. It is crack. I mean, it's so good.
I mean, if we were like a bagel from anywhere and I could go to New York and get a freshly made New York bagel, I'm going with a bagel.
This is where we have to part ways, my friend.
What about a freshly baked crumble cookie? Because Vicky and I experienced that.
Oh, they were so yummy and warm.
I never got any of those. I mean, I'm proud of myself because I'm not supposed to. So I'm happy I never took any of those.
Just dripping icing.
That's how I feel about a Krispy Kreme.
Edible cookies like that you eat.
That was the first time I've ever been inside of a crumble. Because usually whenever I've gotten crumble over in Puyallup, I'll just go get the pickup option.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at you, huh?
Yeah,
it was back originally when we were first getting obsessed with it. It was during the pandemic.
Oh, right. They wouldn't let you in.
And you had to just basically curbside pickup.
Yeah.
But we went in there, and I'll tell you, though, it tests your patience. Because you're just like, dude, just give me a freaking cookie. But they make them fresh and warm.
They warm them up for you. So
Yeah.
the box was nice and
they don't
warm.
have them sitting out?
Mm-mm.
No.
I didn't know that about
you
crumble.
go in there, they still got to warm them up.
Oh, that's pretty legit.
Steve, you have a terrible sense of smell. How was it in there? Were you getting the aroma?
Well, there was like a really stinky drunk dude in there, so I didn't.
You got that aroma instead?
No, I'm kidding. There was a stinky looking drunk dude in there. I don't know if he smelled.
Dude, cookie aromas like aphrodisiac. I mean, they do it in all the homes when you go and tour in the homes trying to buy a new house.
I'll be honest,
about the cookie.
I don't remember the smell much, but then again, when we got there, we were several drinks in.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't smell the raw sewage that was leaking out in our conference room, so I don't think you're going to smell cookie.
No, you're right.
Yeah, so I feel like, all right.
What are the big flavors this week?
This week.
Why are we doing this?
Because this is our food porn. This is what we do.
Yeah.
It's illegal porn that we can do.
For those who don't know, there's always the milk chocolate chip cookie.
Which is good.
Very good. This week they have, do you remember the Sugar Mother Circus Animal cookies?
Oh, yes. Right.
So they have a cookie with sprinkles on top, frosting, and then like a little animal on top.
All right.
Cinnamon fry bread.
Sold. Don't even need the description. That sounds great.
Yep. They call it a mallow sandwich, like marshmallow.
Oh, like a mellow. Oh, like a mellow.
It's a giant Oreo cookie.
Yes, basically.
What? Oreo mallow sandwich.
It's 2 chocolate brownie cookies with Oreo cookie pieces.
That's bad news right there.
Strawberry shortcake. That's for me.
Healthy.
That's mine.
It's got strawberries.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's
Finally.
a shortcake, so it's not a long cake.
Okay,
I got
fair
nothing.
enough.
Red velvet cupcake, always a good one.
That's a Vicky.
I think of all those, I think the strawberry shortcake's the one to go with.
Yes.
Okay.
If I had to pick, gun to my head.
Heard it here first.
There's someone at a radio convention who's like, I tried crumble once. I wasn't that impressed. And I just almost punched that person. I was like, what are you talking about?
I do remember that. I thought we were going to have to call the authorities. I thought, you know what? You can say anything about Steve, about his parents, about his family, about his religion. It doesn't matter. But you say something, what you just said about crumble.
I was like, what are you saying? Have you tried them all? Did you just try one?
Steve pulled out his gat, he was like, that was it.
It was a water gun, but I mean, still.
Well, super soakers can hurt you at a close distance.
But I tried not to watch Steve while he was eating the cookie because he got the one with like caramel and popcorn on it.
Oh, you don't want to watch TV eat anything, really.
It was a warm one, and he looked like he was in heaven, so I did really want to distract him from his moment.
Did he look like a thumbnail the way he was eating? Because that's
a little bit.
Raining.
Yeah. I was looking
the
straight.
Streets, making eye contact with everybody.
Except me.
How was the vein in his head? Was it popping out?
Both of them.
Yes.
That's just
pure. Never mind.
Did it look like that? Did it look like one of the new Godzilla movies? What did it look like? I mean, just the horror that could be seen. I don't know if I want to.
He had a great time.
You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls, more of your texts at 9:35 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Automation is powering what's possible for businesses of every size in every industry. Unlock your potential at Automate, the largest showcase of robotics and automation in North America, May 22nd through the 25th in Detroit, Michigan. With over 600 exhibitors, 200 speakers, and more than 25,000 registrants, there's no better way to power your business. Register for free at automateshow.com. That's automateshow.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
I want to give a big shout out to a Rockaholic. Just donated a very generous amount of money to Kicks for Kids. As you know, we're trying to raise as much money for kids that are in need with Mary's Place. They have like 200 kids in their shelter. $50 puts brand new shoes on a child. $100 puts brand new shoes on a teenager, and we're at about 50% of our goal, which is $20,000 in tomorrow's Kicks for Kids Day. And Steve Lopez definitely helping out, donating $280 to Kicks for Kids, and even posted a nice little comment saying, there's a recent Facebook post saying, what's something that you thought was an indicator of wealth when you were a kid? My answer, shoes. I was a kid growing up poor in San Angelo, Texas. I didn't get new kicks very often, but when I got a new pair of Kmart special Chuck Taylor Converse knockoffs, all sports, I believe, I felt like I could run faster, jump higher than all the other kids. I'm hoping to give that power to someone less fortunate. Steve, formerly of Gig Harbor, spreading the love in my new home front in Kentucky. Rock on.
Damn, Gig Harbor to Kentucky. That's a big change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Steve. That's awesome, because that's what it's all about. And tomorrow will be Kicks for Kids Day. We'll be pushing it hard, trying to get to our goal of $20,000 so that all of the kids in Mary's Place will get new shoes for back to school.
That's just got me thinking, though, like, what was a symbol of wealth when you were a kid? Kicks, the sneakers is a good one, because I remember when I did get a pair of like, Nike, I think they were like, Air something. Air Flights. They were Nikes and they were black. I remember that, and I was so excited about those. And then someone tried to like mug me to steal them from me, and I was ready to ready to fight for those, because I was like, I just got these. My mom will kill me worse than you'll kill me if I give up these shoes, because they were like $100 back then.
Wow,
which is a lot of money. I mean, it was like 80, but I think I was like close to it. And he was trying to pretend that he had a gun, and he didn't, because I couldn't see any bulge in his waist. So I was carrying around one of those like flapjack thingies or whatever, those like little, those things that just snap out. Like, I think I never know what the hell those things are called. And everyone always sends in like a billion different suggestions on what they're called, but they're like a little weapon, because I had dealings with people trying to mug me before that, and I whipped that thing out, and his eyes bugged out, and he started running, and I started chasing him with it like I was going to kill him.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, it was amazing.
The tables have turned. Yeah, I think I don't know if it was a blackjack. I don't know why.
Blackjack, maybe. Yeah,
I think that's what I remember
flapjack.
Hearing. Yeah,
Flapjack's a wrestling move.
He pulled out a pancake. I have a flapjack, and I'm going to come at you,
wrestling.
I let me tell you right now. You know what? I'm dangerous with IHOP materials. For me, it was, because I'm such a geek, it was comic books with covers, because you could buy a bag of, and they would cut the covers off of them, and they were older issues, and they'd sell them like 3 for 20 cents, but there were 3 different issues, but they were always older issues, and for some reason they cut the covers off, so they let you have the whole comic book, but they wouldn't let you have the cover to show that it was an old one and being resold. And so when anybody ever had like a new issue, like it was the original issue, I was like, that to me was a sign.
Ballers.
You guys had cash, because you could pay the full 25 cents for that, as opposed to having to get 3 for 20 in a bag like I had to get.
All right, Vicky.
A house that had a refrigerator that dispensed ice and water.
Whoa. Oh, that's fancy.
I still don't have one of those.
Really? I made it a point. Like, I didn't care what else the refrigerator had to offer. I just wanted ice and water, and I felt so fancy that day. I was like, I can do this anytime. And whenever I don't go to a house that doesn't have it, I'm like, peasants. I'm just kidding.
Sheesh. Okay. Did you get to pick what kind of ice cubes? Like the crushed ice?
Yes, I got both.
Yeah.
Oh, now look at that.
Now you know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever in my entire life had a refrigerator that you could actually just get water out of.
Peasant.
I am. I'm a peasant. But we got one of those fancy ass ice cube thingies. The pellet ice.
Oh, you got that. That's right. You got that for your wife, because she was
the
like...
nugget ice.
Yeah.
That is pretty amazing.
That is the
I want that.
Cadillac of ice.
I will never get that, but I want
noisy.
When I was younger, it was the new gaming systems.
Oh, God,
That's
yes.
a great one.
Yeah, when I got the new Xbox, when Halo came out, dude, all my friends wanted to come over and quickly left after BJ yelled at them and said never again.
Or he'll unplug the game mid-game because he's mad at you.
Yep, snap the disc, throw the controller.
That might have happened.
I remember we were lucky. My dad got us the Commodore, was it the 128, not the 64?
Oh, fancy AF.
Dude, that was like at the time, we were just like, dude, we got like the top-notch thing. And then that was like the last like video game system he bought. He's like, what do you want, Nintendo? I got you the 128 up there. I'm like, Dad, that thing is so dated.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got an Atari. What do you need this Genesis thing?
That was something I could never explain to my wife. That like, look, these things are only going to last a little. She goes, no, Joey's got the, Joey's got Pong. What does he need anything else for? It's like, could never explain that to my wife.
So he said they cut the covers off of them so that the store would get credit for magazines not sold.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, yes. They said they tear the covers off, and they'd send them back for refunds on unsold magazines and comics. It proved that they weren't sold new.
And then they repackaged them and sold them like, oh, that's why they did that?
A racket.
Man, I had some great issues that would have been worth a lot of money, except the covers were cut off. So they were worth nothing. Oh, my life.
One person, my friends always thought that we were rich because the house I grew up in had a urinal. That'd be amazing.
I don't know many houses that have a urinal. My buddy had one in his garage.
Yeah.
Which was like the weirdest
so
thing.
Random.
You go in the garage and then there's like, dude, you just come out here and like out in the open, you can just do this. He's like, that's right, it's my place. I'm like, okay, well, it's interesting that your family pulls in with the car. And then
It'd be so cool to have every bathroom had a urinal.
Yeah.
I would love one.
Yeah, see, I like that.
But you like to sit.
I do. Because you got your phone. You see, you're able, I don't know how you do it. Because you're able to do a lot with just the two hands you have, and I don't know how you do it. Whereas I'm afraid that I'm going to, I don't have I just don't have the control. Whereas if you're sitting, then you know what, it's all going to go where it needs to go. But if you stand there with both hands, I'm the kind of person I need to make sure that the weaponry is aimed in the right direction.
You just got to balance it on you know what ski while and then you're fine.
Yeah, see, I don't have that ability. I really don't. So that's why I thought I can't do the.
Joe seems confused.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm a little worried about my dad's junk. Like, what's going on where he can't aim it?
Wow. No, by yourself. Like Steve does it with no hands. He's able to go where he wants to go.
But what's going on? Like, where is it going to go?
Yeah, it's not like it's going to just go like a sprinkler. It's going to shoot everywhere.
Well, I don't want to get too descriptive about things, but some of you may be straight and two through the morning, and other rest is, you know what, you gotta. It's not the way it is. It needs a little help to know which way to go.
Maybe you need to lift your leg.
You need to lift what am I?
Post it up or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Really? What am I, a golden retriever?
Thought into this. I just
it's because how many do you know? I mean, you don't know your own business until you only know what you got, right?
That's true.
That's the thing.
I've been dealt the cards that I've been dealt.
Yeah,
and I got to play with them.
Okay, I'm not sure we want to use that terminology.
I didn't mean it that way.
Feel like that's hey, it's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Somebody guide the show.
Here's a good one.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I was just laughing out loud reading an article about Ozzy Osbourne saying that he once quit acid because a horse told him to. Have you read that story? LOL.
Dude, that is nuts. I do know this story. You might find this surprising when Ozzy may have done some drugs over the course of his life.
I'm shocked he tried acid.
Yeah. Yeah, really, me too. He said I'm done. He quit dropping acid because basically a horse treated him the way Billy Joel treated you.
Told him to F off?
Exactly. Ozzy said.
Was he hanging out with Mr. Ed?
Yeah,
that's an old show.
Good job, buddy.
Wilbur.
But you know what? I have a drop for you. There you go. Hey, you got to overlate. I
just made my mind when I was out of my mind for so long.
All right, now to translate to English, what Ozzy said he said he quit dropping acid because he said I took 10 tabs of acid, then went for a walk in the field. And he said, I ended up standing there talking to this horse for about an hour, which, I am Mr. Or for a more, updated, maybe he was talking about BoJack Horseman, if you want to update your related.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was like.
I could totally see all this happening.
Yeah.
As someone who's tried hallucinogenics, I could totally see where he's coming from.
Mr. Horseman, just an hour ago. And finally, he said, in the end, the horse turned around and told him to F off. And Ozzy was like, I think maybe I'm done with acid.
See, I would be like, I can't wait till I do acid again. I got to have more conversations. I'll bring carrots next time.
Dude, it is
Try and get
weird.
on the good side of the horse.
It is so weird what hallucinogens can do to you, man.
Yes.
It really, really. And they say this can happen to us if we just, don't get sleep. Like, we will get into that same hallucinogenic state if we're sleep deprived.
When I've been sleep deprived, I have been pretty slap happy or see some things, but nothing on the level of mushrooms or
You know what? That's because you're a quitter. You need to stay up.
Yeah, I did quit and close my eyes.
Yeah.
I've never done acid, but 10 of anything sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of acid?
10 tabs? Yeah.
Yes.
He might have become a horse. He had taken so much.
That's a lot of acid.
10 tabs of tab. I mean, just the drink that's a lot too. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's a little excessive.
Yeah.
But I also don't know, was he doing a lot of acid before that, where it was the 10 hits was...
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like...
Is that all fun and all going to fun and no work? You got to get a certain amount of work.
I think we got our answer about it. Just was it too much?
I think we need to take acid to understand Ozzy.
Yeah, that's it. You're
If you
right.
had to pick one celebrity to do hallucinogenic with, who would it be?
Oh, Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder,
because he was so impressed that I went and did ayahuasca. So yeah, I'm taking Eddie and I'm like, let's do this, brother.
I'm a big Pearl Jam fan. Love Eddie Vedder. I don't know if that's the guy I would go with.
Really?
Yeah, positive actually.
Really?
Michael Winslow.
Michael. You mean from Police Academy, the sound effects
the guy who makes crazy sounds with his mouth.
You want that guy on your acid trip?
Yes. I'm like, Michael, let's go for a helicopter ride.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, this is the greatest day ever.
Yeah, that would be interesting because you would probably feel like you are on a helicopter.
That'll Carrot Top.
Why Carrot Top?
Because you pull things out of a box and play with them.
Okay,
I like watching things. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a deep
You don't have to watch things. It's it's already happening. These things will come to you. You don't need Carrot Top doing a show for you.
Or a magician. Something.
Oh.
David Blaine. No, he'd be too intense.
No, you don't want David Blaine.
I'd have a bad trip with David Blaine.
You don't want David Copperfield.
Penn and Teller, though.
Oh, Penn and Teller would be fun.
All right, Joe, who are you going with?
Samuel L. Jackson.
See, that's me too intense.
Oh,
That's intensity
no.
right
Everything
there.
would be a joke, though.
Yeah. What's in your wallet, mother effer?
You're just crying in the corner.
Yeah.
He could just swear at me for 20 straight minutes
Yes,
and I'd
he
have a
would.
great time.
Oh, man. He'd Pulp Fiction your ass.
Good pick by the texter. Jack Black, no contest.
Oh, that's I don't know much about Jack as a journeyer, but he seems like a jovial person to be with.
I don't know if he would be a little too intense, though, on the same line. Like, if he gets a little too hyped up. I've seen him in his underwear pretending to be Thor on TikTok, so...
And he always talks about, sleeping standing up, and, he might trip me out. I mean, I think he's dead.
Yeah. It's possible.
Open your eyes, damn it.
I think I know the perfect one.
Okay.
Better than Michael Winslow?
Yeah, I think
Maybe just a little below Michael Winslow.
I think we have good odds in Vegas that, yes, this will be better than Michael Winslow.
Martha Stewart.
Oh.
I mean,
Hell no.
I would.
Pangs with her.
Yeah,
maybe she's
stoned.
Stoned, but she would take care of me and give me delicious food. There you go.
And she's lived a prison life, so she can take care of you in case someone tries to get tough with you.
I might even go with The Rock. No offense, BJ.
Of course you would go with The Rock because you're nothing but his bitch. Everything you would do with The Rock. Unbelievable. Big shocker, that answer.
Make Rock pick me up again.
Hey, Steve, it doesn't matter what you're tripping on. Terramana.
Throw me up in the air like a child and catch me, please.
God. I can't do it anymore.
While I take swings of your Terramana.
Okay, I would pay to see that, to be honest with you. I'd watch that reality show. All right, we have a big question that has to be answered. Enough of this nonsense. What do Ryan Castle and Seinfeld have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:52 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Seinfeld have in common?
Much bigger in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I feel
I was never a Seinfeld guy. I did not watch it. I didn't have a problem with it. I just never watched the show. It hasn't been until recently. It's been on Comedy Central that I've been watching a ton of Seinfeld. And that's great.
I was going to ask you, are you enjoying it? That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
One touch.
I get it.
It's a show about nothing.
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, in my 30s, it was the show. It was a show of my generation. Yeah.
Someone said Steve's wife gets mad when Steve binges both.
Yeah. You gotta back off a little bit.
Both went to prison for doing nothing.
That's the one. That's it. Because Wayne Knight, you remember Newman. He says he thinks the finale was one of the show's worst episodes. He is like a lot of people. And he said, look, I don't think you could end that show in a way that would work. And he's like, the idea of doing a retrospective winds up feeling like a clip show, so I think they tried to pay tribute to all the people who had walked through that set, all the great performances, all the great people, just didn't quite land the way they wanted. And
whatever, Newman.
I know. Well, what's with all this positive? Get out of here. Ryan Castle, I hope his 12-pack lands the way he wants. That's next.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.